Burke, Schultz, Harmon, and Jenkinson. We're accident, injury, and disability lawyers with over 120 years combined local trial experience. When injury or illness has stopped you from working, you may be eligible for Social Security disability. Ron Harmon has been winning disability claims for over a quarter of a century. Don't hire some out-of-state firm. Ron Harmon's in Martinsburg. He will meet with you right here in our office. Get a local lawyer you can trust. Call 304-LAWYERS for a free consultation. 304-LAWYERS or 304-263-0900.
I do.
We got double the Rock's gas rewards, 6 cents off a gallon.
I can't believe you didn't fill up.
That's double my rent. Not my car.
Save now with double the gas discount. 6 cents off a gallon with Rock's Rewards.
We got double the Rock's gas rewards, 6 cents off a gallon.
You had one job.
It's between girls.
Save now with double the gas discount. 6 cents off a gallon with Rock's Rewards.
Really?
Yeah.
I'm gonna call my parents. Dad, come over. The brisket's done.
The Traeger Connected Experience. Everything you need for epic flavor. And then some.
Shop now and save at Orsini's today.
At Carter Myers Automotive, what we do today will tomorrow become what we've done. That's why Owners Just Do More no longer defines us. Our work is never done because what we live by doesn't have a finish line. We care. Our company of owners is moving lives forward every day by finding more ways to care before, during, and after your purchase. Because when you're happy, so are we. Carter Myers Automotive. Proud to be the owners who just care more.
The following is a special sports broadcast presentation of Talk Radio WRNR Martinsburg. Play ball! It's time for the fun and excitement of West Virginia high school baseball. Today's game is being brought to you by
Parsons Ford, Rocks, the Heffley Motor Company, the Wagner Law Firm, Farmers and Mechanics Insurance Companies, the Mirius Group of Ameriprise Financial Advisors, the Skinner Law Firm, the Browns Funeral Home and Cremations, Robert Fields and Sons, Orsini's, Carter Myers Automotive, Century 21 Modern Realty Results, the Palace Lounge, Cody's Auto Body, WVU Medicine, Berkeley and Jefferson Medical Centers, Hagerstown Ford, the Berkeley County Health Department, Smallwood and Small Insurance, Mother Shuckers, L.A. Roberts Jewelers, the Dutch Miller Auto Group, and the Mansion Freddie Law Firm.
And now for the pregame show. Let's go out to the field and join our Talk Radio WRNR broadcast team.
Another beautiful night at P.O. Faulkner Park here in Martinsburg. Home of the Martinsburg Bulldogs. We're getting ready for our first EPAC baseball matchup of 2024 between the Martinsburg Bulldogs and the Spring Mills Cardinals. Dylan Bishop and Trip Tobin here with you on the Skinner Law pregame show. John Alderton, our on-site producer, Colin McLaughlin behind the camera, and Nick Verzolini back in the studio. Our pregame show is brought to you by the Skinner Accident and Injury Lawyers, representing accident and injury claims for over 50 years. Go to SkinnerWins.com. Trip, our first EPAC matchup of the year. Bulldogs last night got themselves a big 17-0 win over Dominion Ridge to open up their season. Spring Mills comes in here tonight opening up their season on the road. It should be a fun one here tonight.
Yeah, it's going to be a great game here. You get a great atmosphere. You know, Spring Mills, you coming in, have the hands full here with the very first game. Not only, not being on the field too much with the weather we've had and the cold weather and the rain, and their facility being all grass down there, but coming into to play a Martinsburg team that put 17 runs up last night. They got a big task ahead of them with a kind of a young group out there. And but Martinsburg, they want to keep the bats rolling and get be 1-0 in the conference here. So going to be fun to watch. Jacob Cumley on the mound. He had success last year, the varsity level. So Martinsburg is going to have to be patient. And, Spring Mills is going to need to play a near perfect game here tonight to stay with Martinsburg that has, a little bit more experience.
right? And this will be the Martinsburg debut at the high school level, at the very least, of Lane DeLauder, coming over, transferring from Hedgesville last year, being a big part of that team that got almost all the way to a state championship. So Lane being a very talented guy. Obviously, Tripp, you saw him over the summer for Post 14. This is going to be a big addition to the Martinsburg team.
Yeah, it's huge. It's a huge addition to the pitching staff. Of course, he comes in one of the best pitchers in the state last year. Finishing up last year. Last game we seen him pitch in the high school uniform last year for the Eagles was a phenomenal game in the state tournament that sent the Eagles to the championship game. And then, of course, he pitched some big games down in the area, in the state, and the regional for Post 14. So he knows a thing or two about big games. But always your first start of the year, the expectations are big. So hopefully he doesn't try too hard to impress and just stays within himself. So want to see him up here on this mound again. And we've seen him throughout the summer pitch off this turf mound. And initially he didn't care for it too much, but he started to learn to like it. And now he's got logged in a few innings on it. I think he's going to be fine. But it's going to be fun to watch him, and all summer tonight, and all spring and all summer.
Now, Tripp, this is a young Spring Mills team, like you just said. From your perspective, what would you say your expectations are coming? Because we, obviously talked to a coach before the game, and talked about how they're losing a lot of guys from last year, but so young and experienced team. But where should we set our expectations with Spring Mills?
Yeah, I mean they are young, but they do have they do bring in some varsity innings here. As far as some of the players out in certain positions, and then we've seen some of the guys out in the summer. Throughout the summer, watching them play a little bit of Legion ball and then some travel ball. But I think the expectation is for them to play. To do the little things correct, not try to do too much, and just try to limit the big innings, and get better each week. And this is just a really tough start, tough game to come off right out of the gate to play against Martinsburg at their home field. So I look for them to to perform. They're going to play catch, they're going to throw the ball across the plate, and they're going to be like Dominion Ridge last night. If they can be like Dominion Ridge and make some plays in the infield and make Martinsburg, find the gaps, then they're going to make this game a close game.
All right, let's take a 2-minute break here on the Skinner Law pregame show. When we come back, we'll have our coaches' interviews with both sides, coaches for Martinsburg and Spring Mills. This is EPAC Baseball here on Talk Radio WRNR and TV 10. We'll be back in 2 minutes.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. I'm gonna call my parents. Dad, come over. The brisket's done.
The Traeger Connected Experience. Everything you need for epic flavor. And then some.
Shop now and save at Orsini's today.
The Classical Christian Academy at Bethel is helping create extraordinary futures.
So we've seen improvements in our boys on the, as I said, arithmetic, reading and writing.
I worked in the county, I worked in public school, and that's what I knew. And I knew I wanted to be able to give her more. So I would recommend this to anyone.
Our daughter has thrived here. The family-like environment is exactly what she needed.
The Classical Christian Academy at Bethel in Martinsburg, equipping children to lead lives of significant impact.
With 4 new car dealerships and 4 used car dealerships in 3 states, Parsons is the largest used car and fastest growing new car dealer in the tri-state area. Take Parsons Ford with huge savings on hundreds of new Fords, financing from 0%. Parsons' goal of financing for all. And Parsons' famous above-market trade-in allowances that help make Parsons #1 for used cars, too. See why so many won't buy anywhere but Parsons Ford in Martinsburg. We became #1 by making you #1 first. Parsons.
The Palace Lounge in Martinsburg is the place to be. Join us every night to relax and enjoy football or basketball games featuring either the Martinsburg Bulldogs, Shepherd University Rams, or West Virginia Mountaineers. We will have steak night every Wednesday, trip nights every Thursday, and now taco and margarita nights every Tuesday. You can find us on Facebook or call 304-267-7520. The Palace Lounge is located at 1350 Edwin Miller Boulevard in Martinsburg.
Welcome back to the Skinner Law Firm pregame show here on Talk Radio WRNR and TV10. Dylan Bishop and Trip Tobin here for the Spring Mills versus Martinsburg. John Alderton, our on-site producer, Colin McLaughlin behind the camera, and Nick Verzolini back in the studio. Let's get you next. Here are coaches' interviews presented by Parsons Ford at 1400 Shepherdstown Road and online at parsonsford.com. They became number one by making you number one first. Get our coaches' interviews for both Martinsburg and Spring Mills. Let's start with the Martinsburg side.
Here with Coach Aaron Byler, the Martinsburg Bulldogs coach. Start with last night's game. Just a little bit of a recap from that perspective coming into tonight. Got that big win against Dominion Ridge. How did you feel about your team's performance overall?
Yeah, I thought for the first game, home opener, I thought we played really well. Our pitching was, phenomenal. Didn't give up a base runner till the fifth there with the walk, but other than that, we had the no hitter, which is, you can't say enough about what the job Carson did, and then Ben coming in, and then our offense. I thought early on we hit a couple balls that were right at guys, and then finally we were able to get some base runners and get them around, and just overall happy with the whole night.
A lot's been made about your pitching coming into this year with guys like Lane DeLauder coming in, and we'll get to him in just a second. But your lineup this year, I wanted to know how you feel about them, obviously with the 2 8-run innings last night. Just coming in this year, how you're feeling about your lineup and the guys that you have that can drive those runs in for those pitchers.
Yeah, it's still early, but through the scrimmage with Williamsport and the game last night with Dominion Ridge, it seems like we're seeing it pretty well, squaring up the ball, hitting it hard. I think it speaks for the depth of our team when you have guys like Owen Rubenthal come in and get a single. So I think it just and Logan Wilk came in, got a single last night too. So I think it just speaks for the depth of the team and what we have in the lineup and guys that are deserving for a shot. And overall, I think that the pitching staff gets talked about a lot, like you said, but I do think we have a pretty strong lineup, and hopefully that continues.
So, as you said last night, you're planning to go with Lane DeLauder tonight into Christian Alter whenever need to take Lane out of the game. Starting with Lane, obviously you bring him in this year. He transfers over to Martinsburg from Hedgesville. What have you seen from him in the early parts of having him around on the team that maybe seen him from afar? Obviously, you saw that he's a talented guy, but maybe there was some stuff that now that he's you're seeing him up close and personal on your team that you didn't quite notice while he was over at Hedgesville.
Yeah, Lane's great. Lane's the ultimate teammate to these guys, and like I said on your show before, he played Martinsburg Little League with all these guys, so it's not like he's just coming in here and not knowing them. He grew up playing with them. He wanted to come here and play with them his senior year. Just talk a little bit about Lane's work ethic. I mean, he's here every day. He's working hard. He's throwing his plyo balls. He's lifting every day. So I think what I've noticed the most is just his work ethic. And how much he wants to get to the next level and be successful at the next level, and that's his goal, and he works really, really hard at that every day.
And you got Spring Mills coming in here tonight. It'll be their opening night for them. Last year you were able to knock them out of the playoffs. What have you seen or heard from what they're bringing in this year, and then carrying over from last year? Just what you think of the Cardinals in general and the sort of approach that you want to take with them.
Yeah, I mean, first and foremost, it's an EPAC game, and our first goal is to win the EPAC. So to win the EPAC, you probably got to win all of them. So that's goal number one. Goal number two is we want to go 2-0. So we got to beat them to go 2-0. They're young. I think I listened to Coach Barrett's interview today on your show, and I think he said they have 8 sophomores. So they're young, but they're well coached. Those guys do a great job over there. And they're going to come in here and compete, and they're not going to be scared or intimidated. It's like I told our guys pregame. We have to show up and play every single night because you're going to get everybody's best shot, and that's what we expect out of them is to get their best shot.
All right, Coach, thanks for the time and good luck tonight.
Thank you.
Here, Coach Baird, the Spring Mills Cardinals coach, coming into tonight, opening night for you guys. Obviously, Martinsburg had a game last night, so they're coming into their second and back-to-back here. Just let's start off with how you're feeling about this upcoming season overall. Coming in from what you guys are losing from last year, what you guys are bringing back. How's the feeling going into the season?
It honestly feels like a whole new team, man. We got rid of about 12 to 14 kids overall between graduation and just transfers and stuff. It feels good, man. Like we got a really good young group guys. 6 sophomores starting tonight, so that's a big thing for us. We got 2 great seniors kind of taking control of the team, taking ownership, and just feels like a whole new team, man. It feels really good. I'm really excited about it. See what we can do.
If you got a young new team like that, what's the sort of message you want to give to them on opening night coming into this one?
I mean, everybody thinks we're bad, right? I mean, 4-21 last year. It's not a good look. We got to prove them wrong. So that's kind of our mindset right now. Like, prove the whole world wrong right now.
We'll take a look at Martinsburg here tonight. They're going to have Lane DeLauder out there on the mound tonight to start things out. Well, what have you seen from Martinsburg, the sort of approach that you want to take with them? You know, obviously they have a lot of pitching that people talk about a lot, but just your overall thoughts about them.
I mean, we don't really look at like individuals. We look at as a team aspect. I mean, they're a tough team. They always are, being a regional opponent. You know, we got to come in here high energy. You know, don't let anything in the atmosphere kind of take away from us. You know, just play our game and do our best.
When it comes to atmosphere, what are those sorts of things that you think that maybe the team can, you want to just give them little pointers here and there to say, hey, don't worry about this thing, don't worry about this thing when it comes to coming into an opposing team and their environment here?
Honestly, we don't let the environment bother us, man. We talk about adversity all the time. We're going to come in and play our game regardless of where we're at, whether we're on turf, grass, it doesn't really matter where we are, we're going to play our game.
There's only one thing before the game starts tonight that you can tell your team. What would it be?
Be tough. See what we can do.
All right, Coach. Thanks for the time. Good luck tonight.
Thanks, man.
All right. Thanks again to Coach Brad Barrett and Coach Aaron Byler of Spring Mills and Martinsburg. Let's go ahead and take a 2-minute break, and when we come back, we will continue on with the Skinner Law pregame show and be close to first pitch. This is EPAC Baseball here on Talk Radio WRNR and TV 10.
March is Colorectal Cancer Awareness Month. In West Virginia, colorectal cancer is the third most common cause of cancer deaths for men and women combined. Yet, it is one of the most preventable. Every Friday in March, you will be able to purchase a FIT test for $25 to screen for colon cancer. Stop by one of the following locations on FIT Fridays to pick up your test kit. WVU Medicine Internal Medicine Blue Ridge in Martinsburg, WVU Medicine Internal Medicine Charlestown, or WVU Medicine Urgent Care in Charlestown, Inwood, or Martinsburg.
From breathtaking outdoors to unique local eats, world-class geocaching, and thriving local culture, Martinsburg, Berkeley County, West Virginia is where you can live your adventure. Berkeley County offers fantastic outdoor experiences, from our rugged hiking paths to scenic nature paths, public parks, fishing streams, and nature preserves. Cap off your outdoor adventures with a stroll through historic downtown Martinsburg. Join us and immerse yourself in our rich local history and scenic surroundings. Check out upcoming events and plan your adventure at travelwv.com.
With 4 new car dealerships and 4 used car dealerships in 3 states, Parsons is the largest used car and fastest growing new car dealer in the tri-state area. Take Parsons Ford with huge savings on hundreds of new Fords, financing from 0%. Parsons' goal of financing for all. And Parsons' famous above-market trade-in allowances that help make Parsons #1 for used cars, too. See why so many won't buy anywhere but Parsons Ford in Martinsburg. We became #1 by making you #1 first. Parsons.
At Dutch Miller Automotive, we've grown quite a bit over the last 60 years, but our core principles remain the same. We believe in treating our customers and our team members like friends and family, and we see it as our obligation to give back to all the communities we are so fortunate to do business in. In just West Virginia alone, we've grown from 1 location on the west end of Huntington to 10 rooftops employing more than 500 Mountaineers. Check out the inventory from all of our stores at DutchMillerAuto.com. Dutch Miller Automotive Group, West Virginia proud.
Welcome back to the Skinner Law pregame show here on Talk Radio WRNR and TV 10, getting you set for Martinsburg and Spring Mills. EPAC baseball action. Let's get you our Rocks Local Markets EPAC baseball roundup from what's going on around the rest of the Panhandle here tonight. It's a short one. All we have going on tonight and the rest of the EPAC baseball is Hedgesville at Musselman. Here tonight, the Eagles traveling to Inwood to take on the Applemen. That Rocks Local Market EPAC Baseball Roundup brought to you by Rocks Local Market, with convenient locations around the Eastern Panhandle. Rocks, fast, fresh, and friendly. Our weather here at 6:59 is 68, mostly cloudy, 6-mile-per-hour winds, feels like 67 degrees. That weather is brought to you by CMA's dealerships in Martinsburg and Winchester. Proud to be the owners who just care more. We'll take one last break here before first pitch. When we come back, we'll get you the starting lineup, starting battery, and first pitch here between the Martinsburg Bulldogs and the Spring Mills Cardinals. Let's go ahead and take a 2-minute break. When we come back, will have first pitch. This is EPAC Baseball here on Talk Radio WRNR and TV10.
Mother suckers. Fresh Florida stone crab straight from the boat to your throat. Blue crabs, king, snow, Dungeness, all available year-round. Try and find that anywhere else around here. Homemade soup specials every day. Mother Suckers is located at 1014 Winchester Avenue in Martinsburg. Mother Suckers, we have an opinion. If you don't like it, shuck it up, Buttercup. Come on over.
At the Berkeley County Health Department, our motto is prevent, promote, protect. Since 1935, our mission has been to provide clinical and environmental services to protect the health of the general public. We're committed to building public health in our community by offering a wide range of services, including blood pressure screening, breast and cervical screening, family planning, counseling, lab testing, and more. We perform health inspections to make sure the restaurants you visit are clean, and we prepare and coordinate plans to respond to all hazards. The Berkeley County Health Department, 122 Waverly Court, Martinsburg.
Hey, it's Cody from Cody's Auto Body.
You're a potty mouth.
But we do a really great job fixing cars after an accident.
I know, but you're still a potty mouth.
I'm possibly the best friend you could ever have.
You are, but potty mouth.
If you need your car repaired, come to Cody's Auto Body, located at 851 Wilson Street in Martinsburg. Because that's Cody's with a T for f***ing trust.
See? Potty mouth.
Ugh, leave me alone.
After a car accident, what do you get when you call Mansion Ferretti?
You get more experience from a local law firm with over 115 years of combined service.
More respect from a team who treats clients like their own family.
And more fight, because we want you to get every dollar you deserve.
Experience, respect, results. If you've been injured, that's what you want in your lawyer.
And that's what you'll get when you call us. Car accident? Get more with Mansion Ferretti. 304-264-8505.
When you're looking for the perfect gift, look no further than L.A. Roberts Jewelers at 146 North Queen Street in downtown Martinsburg. Choose from a huge selection of unique items, from the finest diamonds that make your eyes sparkle to exquisite timepieces, figurines, and collectibles. Buying from L.A. Roberts Jewelers means that you've made the decision to do business with people who've excelled in the industry for more than 100 years. They'll be here tomorrow when you need them, and if you need your jewelry or your watch repaired, they'll do that too. L.A. Roberts in downtown Martinsburg. Old World Jewelers for a new age.
We are back, almost set for first pitch here on Talk Radio WRNR and TV10 as the Martinsburg Bulldogs host the Spring Mills Cardinals, our first EPAC play of the year. Let's get you the starting lineups for both sides here tonight. Brought to you by Trips Flooring. Not sure where to go or who to trust with your flooring needs? Call Trips Flooring at 304-229-7009 or online at tripsfloorsanding.com. Starting off with the Spring Mills Cardinals. At shortstop, number 5, Bryce Anders. At right field, number 17, J.P. Sweeney. Catcher, number 4, Aiden Eichelberger. Center field, number 8, Ryland Swartz. DH, number 9, Landon Trumpowers in the 5 spot. Batting 6 at third base, number 7, Landon Stanley. Batting 7th, left field, number 10, Sam Taylor. Batting 8th, first base, number 13, Brandon Montgomery. And batting 9th, second baseman, number 3, Tristan Wysocki. And on the Martinsburg side of things, their center fielder batting leadoff is number 25, Isaac Grove. Batting second, shortstop, number 5, Carson Buber. Third baseman, number 24, Braden Oviedo in the 3 spot. Batting cleanup is number 27, the first baseman, Jameer Brown. Right field, number 7, fifth hole is Christian Alter. Batting 6th, second base, number 8, Ben Reisenweber. Batting 7th at catcher, number 20, Braden Edwards. Batting in the 8th spot, DH, number 23, Jackson Steen. And rounding things out in left field is number 2, Keegan Everhart. And our starting battery is brought to you by Cody's Auto Body, 851 Wilson Street in Martinsburg. Call them at 304-901-4777 or visit their Facebook page. For the Spring Mills Cardinals, in the bottom of the first, it will be Jacob Cumley, and behind the plate, it'll be Aiden Eichelberger. But here in the top of the first, it's Lane DeLauder on the mound throwing to Braden Edwards. Here comes first pitch, Trip.
Yeah, two different teams, two totally different looks for Spring Mills. They, last time these two teams played, Spring Mills got beat 12-2, and 7 of the 10 players that were in that lineup are no longer with Spring Mills. As Lane DeLauder starts off there with the strike, and Martinsburg actually returned 7 of the 11 players that played in that game. So Martinsburg was able to win 12-2 at that point, and then 7 of those guys are returning here to only 3 of Spring Mills are returnees.
Second pitch is a swinging strike, make it 0-2. That first pitch brought to you by the Marys Group and Ameriprise Financial Advisors. John Everson and Phil McCoy. Stop by 1270 Winchester Avenue in Martinsburg. Or call them at 304-263-4343. And the third pitch is Bryce Anders going down looking. Strike out number 1 on batter number 1 for Lane DeLauder to start things out as a Martinsburg Bulldog.
3-pitch strikeout. That's one way of starting it, right?
It's the way you want to do it, right?
It's called pounding the zone there, isn't it?
Dylan Bishop and Trip Tobin here on Talk Radio WRNR and TV 10. John Alderton's our on-site producer. Colin McLaughlin behind the camera, and Nick Ferzolini back in the studio. First pitch to J.P. Sweeney from DeLauder's hit deep in the left field. Going back on its Everhart, and this one is gone. Has to go back and touch first base, but J.P. Sweeney, second at-bat of the season for the Spring Mills Cardinals, goes over the wall. Just like that, it's 1-0 Spring Mills.
Yeah, he sat there hunting the fastball, and he got it. The fourth pitch there, he's just seen 3 straight fastballs from DeLauder, so he's expecting the fastball, set on it, and pulled it down that line and hit it over that left field wall. Left fielder out there, Keegan Everhart, got back to the wall, just looked up, and he cleared the fence by about 10, 15 feet. So well-hit baseball, and he cleared the fence by plenty.
And DeLauder's first pitch to Eichelberger is going to be hit into left field. Shallow this time. It drops in front of Everhart for a single. So Spring Mills is in business to start things off here early.
Yeah, looking early to swing the bat, jumping on fastballs, and, so smart approach. Looks like Aiden Eichelberger, who's the catcher, is going to get courtesy run for here by number 1. And I'm not sure who they are. We don't have their numbers
Bradley
on the
Butts.
Okay. Yep, Bradley Butts.
So Rylan Swartz, center fielder, number 8, will come up to bat near top of the first, which is brought to you by Brown Funeral Homes and Cremations. Robert Fields and Sons, proudly serving our area since 1880. First pitch to Swartz is a ball in the dirt, gets past Edwards, rolls past him, bounces away, and with that, Butts will go on to second base. So it's 1-0 with 1 out for DeLauder against Swartz. Here's the pitch, and it'll be fouled back off towards the first base side, even things up at 1-1.
The first 3 pitches from DeLauder, 1, 2, 3, strikeout, and the next 3 pitches was a home run, a single, and then a ball that got back to the backstop. So 3 totally different.
An up and down start for Lane DeLauder, as this 1-1 pitch also lands in front of Edwards. He gets in front of this one, though. So 2-1.
Those first 3 pitches and the second 3 are totally different outcomes as the pitch came in there. But, yeah, I mean, Lane's going to have wiggle out of this and, minimize the damage here. And Spring Mills is going to want to continue to put pressure on Martinsburg.
This pitch is hit out towards right field. Alter will go over into foul territory and make the catch. It'll allow Butts to tag up and go to third. Throw in for Alter. Keeps him there at third, though. With 2 outs, Spring Mills is able to get a runner 1 base away.
He got 90 feet away from taking a 2-run lead. It's going to be important here that Caleb Edwards block everything up as Spring Mills has decided to, look for first pitch fastball. And that was a first pitch fastball, no swing there, but it was a first pitch fastball that was down, and the batter took it. So, it's important now that Edwards can block up any off-speed stuff.
0-1 from DeLauder, swung on and missed at the high fastball. Make it 0-2. DeLauder, one strike away from stranding a runner in scoring position, getting out of here with just one run allowed. This one is going to be hit into center field. Backing up for it is Grove, and he's going to make the catch just a few steps away from the wall. And with that, it'll retire the side for Spring Mills, but not before a solo home run for J.P. Sweeney to open things up, make it 1-0 Spring Mills. Let's take a 1-minute break, and we'll come back with the bottom of the first. It's EPAC Baseball here on Talk Radio WRNR and TV10.
I pre-planned my funeral to make it easier on my family. They were relieved to know I'll get just what I want.
My family actually thanked me for taking matters into my own hands. Turns out having this awkward conversation wasn't awkward at all.
Pre-planning is my choice. There are certain things about me my family may not know. Now they won't need to guess.
The choices are yours. The peace of mind is theirs. Pre-plan your funeral with Brown Funeral Homes and everything will be taken care of. Find out more online at brownfuneralhomeswv.com. Brown Funeral Homes, here for you.
The Palace Lounge in Martinsburg is the place to be. Join us every night to relax and enjoy football or basketball games featuring either the Martinsburg Bulldogs, Shepherd University Rams, or West Virginia Mountaineers. We will have steak night every Wednesday, trip nights every Thursday, and now taco and margarita nights every Tuesday. You can find us on Facebook or call 304-267-7520. The Palace Lounge is located at 1350 Edwin Miller Boulevard in Martinsburg.
Back for the bottom of the first here on Talk Radio WRNR and TV10, which is brought to you by Orsini's Home Store, not just an appliance store any longer. Visit them at 360 Hack Wilson Way, Martinsburg, or online at orsinis.com. Dylan Bishop and Trip Tobin here, Martinsburg and Spring Mills. John Alderton, our on-site producer, Colin McLaughlin behind the camera, Nick Verzolini back in the studio. Trip, those first two batters can't get much more up and down for that for Lane DeLauder on the mound for the Bulldogs. A 3-pitch strikeout and a solo home run.
Yeah, 3-pitch strikeout. And he just kind of went back in with that fastball. J.P. Sweeney jumped on that fastball, sent it over the left field wall, and give his team some life. And you could see from there the batters from that point on. Then you seen Eichelberger, come out swinging first pitch fastball, got a single out of that. Ryan Swartz, felt kind of confident, got some good wood on the ball out to right field. And then we seen Trump Howard drive one deep to center field. So what that home run did, not only did it put a run on the board, but it just it opened up the eyes to the rest of the batters behind him. It said that we can hit this guy, and it gives us some confidence. And when you're the underdog like that, and you're young, and the adversity, and like Coach Barrett said, and be tough, and that's what they're doing. They're just trying to stay in the game and make a game of it.
Jacob Cumley's first pitch, fastball on the outside corner, finds a bit of the plate for strike one against Isaac Grove, center fielder number 25 for the Bulldogs. He'll wind and fire for the second one. This one a little more outside. Doesn't catch the plate. Make it 1-1.
So their first hit against the 2024 Bulldog staff was a home run. Last night was no hit.
That's right. 4 no-hit innings from Carson Buber, and then Ben Reisenweber in the fifth was able to just give up a walk. Check swing down first base. They'll say Grove didn't go on this one. Make it 2-1.
He wanted it. It was up in his eyes, and he was after it. And those pitches are hard to. I can't explain it unless you've played the game. But that pitch looks hittable and big, and you just kind of come around. You can't hold off. But Grove did a nice job of holding up there.
2-1 from Cumley. Breaks towards the bottom of the plate. Catches the zone for strike 2. Grove lets it go by.
Cumley showing us his pitches in an arsenal here. His pitches that he has in his arsenal here early.
2-2 count to Grove. A wind-up and the throw from Cumley. This one finds the plate again. Grove watches it go. And just like the Bulldogs in the top of the first, Spring Mills starts themselves off with a strikeout looking.
The curveball's breaking. It's not breaking tremendously. It's just not a big breaking curveball, but it's an off-speed curveball that kind of snuck in there and caught the outside corner for Grove as he was looking for it.
First pitch to last night's winning pitcher, Carson Buber, is a ball on the outside. We said 4 no-hit innings from him last night.
said he felt pretty good this morning when I talked to him, and this afternoon asked him how he felt this morning. He said, I feel great. Said, my arm always has a little bit of a tingle the day after I pitch, whether it's 20 pitches or 100 pitches, so nothing out of the ordinary for the 47 pitches he threw last night early in the season, so that was good to hear.
Second pitch was high and inside for ball 2. Cumley with the 2-0. Fastball. Swung on and missed by Buber. Gets on the board with 1 strike. Here's the second batter. Shortstop, Carson Buber. 1 down in the inning. Here's the fire and the pitch. This one catches the inside for strike 2.
Buber wasn't real happy with that when it snuck in, got down there, inside corner on his knees. Really hard pitch to hit. I think he thought it was a ball there, but umpire Don Tapley said strike 2.
A breaking ball at 2-2 isn't able to catch the outside part of the plate. Buber showing a good eye on that one to bring it to a full count.
Yeah, he tracked it back there and looked at Tapley and said, no, that's the ball's off the plate.
Full count, swung on and missed by Buber. Fastball high up near the eyes, but he gets Buber to chase.
Spring Mills 2 outs, moving the defense back a little bit, no doubles, and just giving up a single in front to keep the man to first. Good defense, and right now Cumley, who's had some pretty good pitching, has got 2 strikeouts here and 2 batters.
Be Braden Oviedo taking a breaking ball, bounces in front of Eichelberger for ball 1.
And Cumley wanted to be a first pitch strike there, and he dunked it. He's not happy with himself there, but not allowing Martinsburg to settle on first pitch fastball, so just showing his different pitches.
Oviedo takes at 1-0. It's another ball, make it 2-0.
Oviedo's job at this point is just to extend this inning, force Cumley to pitch with men on base and just not go down 1-2-3.
2-0. Catches the zone. Make it 2-1. Cumley back on the board. Fell 2-0 behind Buber as well and was able to get the strikeout. This time, he's not able to get it to 2-2. This one's low and outside for ball 3.
Pretty good mound presence from the young man out there. I think he gets frustrated with himself a little bit. It's certainly not frustration with the umpire. Just when he misses his spots there, he shows a little bit of a frustration. But so far, so good with 2 strikeouts and
now we'll
now
throw a
walk. Yeah. So yeah, 2 strikeouts there. He threw the ball well and spotted it up well against Grove and Buber, and now he's going to have to face the 3-4-5, the 4 batter here, maybe the 5 batter. Jameer last night hit that hard line drive that I think turned into a double play there early that shut Martinsburg out of that first inning, and then later on had a few quality at bats there.
So we'll see Cumley go from the stretch for the first time, and that first pitch is a strike on the inside.
We'll see if Martinsburg, with 2 down, wants to try to get Ovi in scoring position by stealing the base. Last year we've seen Mason Everhart basically manned that catcher position all year long as a senior, so have a younger catcher this year. See if Martinsburg's going to test him.
Second pitch is a ball outside. Count runs even at 1 apiece. Oviedo takes his lead off of first. Montgomery holding on the bag. Pitch from Cumley is swung on, hit, foul, out of play.
I think with Jameer's power, he has home run power that, if Oviedo was going to steal, I think he's given the steal sign, like, if you get a good jump or get a good read. I'm not sure it's maybe a green light steal, but for the most part, probably going to let him swing the bat.
1-2. High up in the zone, taken for ball 2. Christian Alter on deck if Cumley's not able to get out of this inning.
Crowd's kind of quiet tonight, but it's a big crowd. Martinsburg might be a tinge shocked a little bit of the first 2 batters going down to the young Jacob Cumley here, and But Spring Mills now kind of, after that, making a lot of noise there in the first inning, everything's kind of settled in a bit here real early.
And neutralized the home field advantage a little bit. This one's popped up into right field. Sweeney doesn't have to move much for it. He's under it. Makes a catch for the third out. So Martinsburg leaves one runner on base. One walk, no hits. We'll go to the top of the second. It's 1-0 Spring Mills. This is EPAC baseball here on Talk Radio WRNR and TV 10. We'll be back in 1 minute.
Providing reliable protection since 1877, we are Farmers Mechanic Insurance Companies. For over a century, we have been dedicated to provide dependable insurance protection and excellent customer service. We specialize in auto, home, farm, and business insurance. Our products are backed with personal, hands-on service. You can trust us to protect what matters most to you. For all of your insurance needs, there's Farmers and Mechanics Insurance Companies.
Not sure where to go or who to trust with your flooring project? And start with Trips Flooring, proudly serving the area for more than 25 years, specializing in floor sanding and refinishing, along with installation of new flooring, including hardwood, tile, vinyl, laminate, carpet, and the hottest trend in flooring, luxury vinyl, tile, and luxury vinyl plank. Are you on a budget? Check out their warehouse, cash and carry, or call 304-229-7009, or visit them online at tripsfloorsanding.com.
Back here at P.O. Faulkner Park for the top of the second inning, which is brought to you by the Heffley Motor Company, located at 993 Hedgesville Road in Martinsburg. A nice place to do business. Starting things off in the top of the second for Spring Mills will be Landon Stanley, after the Cardinals were able to get up 1-0 early on the Martinsburg Bulldogs with a solo home run by J.P. Sweeney off of the newest member of the Bulldogs pitching rotation, Lane DeLauder. First pitch taken for a ball by Stanley.
Martinsburg playing Stanley straight up. Martinsburg wearing white pants tonight, black shirt, the orange trim with the dogs across the front with the orange M.
Second pitch hit on the ground to Oviedo, hits off his glove, picks it back up quickly, and makes the throw over to first in time for out number one.
Oviedo did a nice job there tracking that to the shortstop side and kicked off his glove a little bit, and but he recovered quickly, picked it up, and made a really nice throw across the diamond for the out.
The left fielder, Sam Taylor, will come up next for Spring Mills. DeLauder, first pitch, hit again on the ground to Oviedo. This time scoops it up cleanly off the bounce. Once again to Brown, fires for out number two.
Yeah, if you're going to get on base, that's not the place you want to hit it to. Oviedo is probably one of the better infield gloves in the EPAC, and he's got ability. He's got some of the softest hands over there that you've seen and that I've seen in a while, and just does a great job tracking the baseball, takes great angles to it, plays really well at shortstop, and is a great corner guy over there. Cuts the ball off, guards the line well, backhands well. Just a really tough spot to hit the baseball and try to get on base to in Martinsburg. That Lupus was there last year a good bit when he wasn't pitching, and Oviedo, not a lot of base hits and errors on that side of the field for Martinsburg.
First pitch to Brandon Montgomery, first baseman for the Cardinals, was a swing and a miss, and his second pitch will be fouled off on the first base side. So just like that, 2 up, 2 down, and now an 0-2 count for Lane DeLauder. Trying to bounce back after the home run and hit that he gave up in inning number one. Here's the 0-2, and that's swung on and missed. Second strikeout of the night for DeLauder. This inning goes a lot more smoothly than the first. 3 up, 3 down. Go the Cardinals. So we'll go to the bottom of the second. Still 1-0 Spring Mills. We'll take a 60-second break and be back with more EPAC baseball here on Talk Radio WRNR and TV 10.
Life is evolving. Over the past decade, the way we do almost everything has changed. Get on your phone, see something you like, click on it, and it shows up at your door. Why should the way you have your car serviced be any different? Why waste your time going to a dealership service department when Hagerstown Ford and Hancock Chevrolet will come to you? They service all makes, all models, and offer full parts and labor warranties. Hagerstown Ford and Hancock Chevrolet will come to your door or office and service your vehicle while you're doing what you need to be doing, conducting that business meeting or mowing the lawn. Why take time out of your busy schedule when you don't have to? Hagerstown Ford and Hancock Chevrolet's friendly, knowledgeable staff will come to you where you live or where you work for full service maintenance, from oil changes to tire rotations, brakes, batteries, multi-point inspections. They handle it all. Hagerstown Ford and Hancock Chevrolet is committed to delivering the best of the best to their customers. Trust them to service your vehicle where you're at home or at work. Skip the time-consuming and terminal wait at the dealership. Schedule your appointment at fordofhagerstown.com or hancockchevy.com.
Bottom of the second inning here on Talk Radio WRNR and TV 10s, brought to you by the Berkeley County Health Department. Prevent, Promote, Protect, offering public, clinical, and environmental services at 122 Waverly Court in Martinsburg. It's 1-0 Spring Mills with a lead here early on the road against the Martinsburg Bulldogs.
Right fielder, number 7, Christian Alter.
It'll be Christian Alter, right fielder, number 5, who we expect to be the second pitcher we see tonight for the Bulldogs, assuming they need a second pitcher, which, if Carson Buber throws 4 no-hit innings and still gets taken out, then we can probably expect at least 2 pitchers tonight from Martinsburg.
Yeah, I would think the Lauder's probably on a cap there, probably in the 50-60 range this time of year. So that's it's just how it's going to be, especially with their depth in pitching. It's not going to burn anybody out early. All these wins are very important, but health and this time of year is a lot more important. So I expect you'll see Martinsburg use their depth.
Alter, 2-0 count, hits the ball on the ground to second base. He's going to slide in the first, and they'll call him out. The ball was dropped eventually by Montgomery, able to say he held on to it long enough to get the out. Alter tried to slide head first, but it's Wysocki at second base makes the play.
Yeah, he went down the line hard, hustled, and he sort of, for those who understand this, he's sort of a little bit of a Pete Rose thing there, going in hard and head first and trying to get on base and do everything he can for his team.
Call him Christian Hustle.
Christian Hustle, yeah.
First pitch is a ball taken by Ben Reisenweber, second baseman tonight for the Bulldogs. The second pitch from Cumley's also outside for ball 2. So a solid start so far for Cumley on the mound. Just 1 walk given up in the first 5 batters. The rest have been retired. 2 strikeouts, 1 looking, 1 swinging. And a fly ball out to right field to end the first inning. Here's the pitch. 2-0, make it 3-0.
Talking about the Lauder, he has 18 pitches through 2 innings, and of those 18 pitches, 15 strikes. So he is, all around the strike zone. And Spring Mills, seeing that early in the season, he's probably going to want to, throw his fastball, and they jumped on a couple fastballs early to get those 2 hits. And one was a towering home run, but still a very clean 2 innings for Lauder so far.
With a 3-0 count, Reisenweber lets a fastball right down the middle go by, so it'll be 3-1. Now Cumley will wind up, make another pitch, and that one swung on and whiffed on by Reisenweber, make it a full count.
Ben's got to be looking for his pitch here as well, thinking strike, and, taking a base hit or the walk. That's whatever's given to him.
He will stay alive on this pitch, fouling it off to the first base side. So Cumley will get reset.
Ben impressive last night at the plate. Had a solid contact, a couple quality at-bats, and just doing everything that Coach Ballard needs him to do there as he kind of bounces around the infield to second base tonight.
This full count pitch is in the dirt and outside, so Reisenweber will draw a 1-out walk. It's the second walk so far for Cumley to make the second base runner for the Bulldogs.
So when Buber pitched last night, you had Reisenweber at third. Tonight you have Lane pitching, who's kind of a pitcher only. That moves moves him over to second base. When Jameer pitches, will he play first? We're not sure. When Ovi pitches, will he go back to third? But I think he'll be a guy that fills that pitcher gap, and then also he can throw innings. So, he's a great utility guy for Martinsburg this year. You're going to see him bounce around, play multiple positions, and pitch.
First pitch to the lefty, Braden Edwards, is way inside. It gets past the glove of Eichelberger, so Reisenweber will go on to second base.
As a coach, you hate that you get a walk and then the very next pitch you get, let them take second base. So it's kind of like giving up a double there, and and the batter doesn't have to do anything. So that's just frustrating to a coach and to the pitcher as well, the catcher. But that's just
the 1-0 to Edwards is taken for a strike.
The walks hurt bad enough, but then followed up with easy trips around the bases and getting him in scoring position without Martinsburg having to bunt or do anything.
This catcher versus pitcher matchup, 1-1, fouled away. The third base side by Edwards. So 1-2. Cumley with a chance to perhaps get his third strikeout. Keep that runner at second base. To look into his catcher, Eichelberger. Take a look back at Reisenweber at second. As Reisenweber dances around a little bit, now the pitch to the plate. Going to be chopped back foul. But the count will stay at 1-2.
Musselman has the early 1-0 lead up at Musselman, I believe. I think it's at Musselman, isn't it, tonight?
I believe so.
So, leadoff double by Kyle Lohr, then a single by Taryn Boyles puts him up 1-0 with one out, and Jason Myers at the plate. Boyles is on first.
There you go, quick start for the Applemen. Another 1-2 from Cumley. A breaking ball, able to be fouled off by Edwards, fouls it off of himself. Just bounces right in front of the plate. Eichelberger will give it back to Cumley. So Edwards, at the very least, making Cumley work for this at-bat.
Yeah, Edwards does a great job. He doesn't strike out a whole lot. He just protects the plate and just doing a tremendous job as a sophomore playing big. He'll have to hear that from myself and from others for a game or two. But once he starts playing this varsity game and being successful, he'll get rid of that sophomore label real quick. And it's high school baseball. It doesn't matter what age you are at this point, freshman to senior. If you're one of the top 9 players on the team, then you're going to play. He certainly has one of the best bats on the team, and he's settled in pretty well with the varsity pitching staff here.
They're fouling off another pitch, keep it at 1-2. Cumley will come towards the plate again, and that one is high and away.
Great eye by the catcher. Edwards behind the plate as a right-hander, strong arm down to down to second base, and then power hitting left-hander, just a college coach's dream.
2-2 count now. Cumley again looking over at Reisenweber at second. And here goes Reisenweber on the 2-2. It's a strikeout looking, but Reisenweber will get third base, and the throw goes into left field. So Ben Reisenweber is going to come around and score on the strikeout. The Cardinals get an out, but the Bulldogs get a run.
Mm-hmm. Cumley's coming unglued a little bit on the mound there. He tossed his glove on the ground after that ball went into left field, shaking his head, and the mound presence is not good at the moment. So give his coach a thumbs up when the coach come out and tried to keep him grounded a little bit, but he did not like that play at all.
So now it's bases empty, 2 outs, but it's a 1-1 game. The first pitch to Jackson Steen, the DH, is a strike. The 0-1 hit by Steen high, but over our heads in the press box and into foul territory.
Edwards went down looking, didn't he? I was watching the throw. Was it a swinging strike?
I believe he did go down looking. Yeah.
So 2 outs, bases clear. Steen's up.
There's the 0-2, and Steen will go down looking as well. 4th strikeout of the night for Jacob Cumley. But Martinsburg is able to tie things up as Ben Reisenweber gets on base with a walk. A pass ball gets into second, and a stolen base and a throw into left field on the throw down gets him across the score. So it's 1-1. We'll go to the top of the 3rd. This is EPAC Baseball here on Talk Radio WRNR and TV10. We'll be back in 60 seconds.
Burke, Schultz, Harmon, and Jenkinson. We're accident, injury, and disability lawyers with over 120 years combined local trial experience. When injury or illness has stopped you from working, you may be eligible for Social Security disability. Ron Harmon has been winning disability claims for over a quarter of a century. Don't hire some out-of-state firm. Ron Harmon's in Martinsburg. He will meet with you right here in our office. Get a local lawyer you can trust. Call 304-LAWYERS for a free consultation. 304-LAWYERS or 304-263-0900.
From breathtaking outdoors to unique local eats, world-class geocaching, and thriving local culture, Martinsburg, Berkeley County, West Virginia is where you can live your adventure. Berkeley County offers fantastic outdoor experiences, from our rugged hiking paths to scenic nature paths, public parks, fishing streams, and nature preserves. Cap off your outdoor adventures with a stroll through historic downtown Martinsburg. Join us and immerse yourself in our rich local history and scenic surroundings. Check out upcoming events and plan your adventure at travelwv.com.
Martinsburg ties things up in the bottom of the 2nd as we go to the top of the 3rd here on Talk Radio WRNR and TV10, brought to you by the Dutch Miller Automotive Group, home of friends and family pricing. Dylan Bishop and Trip Tobin with you on the call. John Alderton, our on-site producer. Colin McLaughlin behind the camera. Nick Verzolini back in the studio. Trip, without even getting a hit, Martinsburg is able to tie things up.
They got the walk from Reisenweber and immediately got that pass ball or wild pitch, however you want to score it, and got Reisenweber to second, and then he found seen something where he thought he could maybe steal third base there and take a chance there and make some things happen, and catcher Eichelberger threw it wide of the line there. Third baseman couldn't handle it, which brought Reisenweber home. So, the ground out to second and the 2 strikeouts from Cumley, but still Martinsburg was able to take that walk and get Reisenweber around the bases and tie things up here. So after 2 full innings, we've got a 1-1 ball game, and the Cardinals are doing exactly what their coach said: fight through adversity and be tough. And that's what these young guys are doing here. As Martinsburg has this, varsity returning laden team, and Spring Mills is giving them all they can handle with these first 2 innings.
First pitch of the inning was a ball, and the second one will be a strike looking to the second baseman in the 9-hole, number 3 for the Cardinals, Tristan Wysocki. A wind up in the throw from DeLauder, popped up shallow, first base side, foul territory. Jameer Brown not quite able to get over to that one in time. Bounces over to the on-deck circle of Spring Mills.
Spring Mills wearing the gray pants and the MLB Cardinals with the bat across the chest there, and the baby blues, and they're showing their adversity so far and how they can toughen up this young group.
And the 1-2 gets Wysocki looking. Another strikeout, the 3rd one so far for Lane DeLauder.
What was interesting in Coach Barrett's interview or pregame interview, where he said that they had rid themselves, or I'm not sure exactly how he worded it, but they had 13 or 14 players no longer on here, and he seemed not happy that they were gone, don't get me wrong, but the fact that he had a clean start here in a group, and you could just kind of tell that that these young guys, a couple guys left them and transferred, and these guys are hungry and opened up some spots, and they're taking their opportunities and making it happen.
First 2 pitches of the second at-bat for Bryce Anders were both called strikes. So quickly getting ahead is DeLauder.
Anders seen 5 pitches, he's seen 5 strikes.
All right. 3-pitch strikeout last time up. He'll swing at this one. A diving play by Oviedo. He gets up, fires, and it's in time at first.
I'm telling you, that's a place you don't want to hit it. That young man is something special with the glove, and I would say most teams in the high school, especially in the state of West Virginia, if not nationally, that he's both 2 of those plays are probably singles, and he's cut them both off. Certainly one of the best defensive players in the state, and he shows that year after year. And what spectacular play is just kind of the norm for him at times.
Now J.P. Sweeney takes strike 1, looking for his second at bat after the first time up. He sent the ball over the left field wall for the Cardinals' only run of the game so far. And now he'll look at strike 2 as well. So DeLauder has really settled in so far since that home run and the single that followed from Eichelberger. He's retired 7 in a row since then. And now this one's hit up in the air. Looks like it could be number 8. As Alter will come in, shallow right center field, and he will make the play. 3 up, 3 down. Once again, go the Spring Mills Cardinals. So we'll stay at 1-1 as we go to the bottom of the third. We'll take a 60-second break and be back with more EPAC baseball here on Talk Radio WRNR and TV 10.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. I'm gonna call my parents. Dad, come over. The brisket's done.
The Traeger Connected Experience. Everything you need for epic flavor, and then some.
Shop now and save at Orsini's today.
One of the questions lawyers get asked the most is, what is my case worth? I'm Steven Skinner, and this is my brother Andrew with Skinner Accident and Injury Lawyers. The truth is, it's very difficult for a lawyer to pinpoint a number because every case is different. We get to know each situation and we'll give you an idea of what your case is worth and why. The sooner we get involved, the better we can do getting you the compensation you deserve. Google Skinner Lawyers or go to skinnerwins.com. We'll treat you like family.
Back here for the bottom of the third, here from P.O. Faulkner Park. So we're tied 1-1 between the Spring Mills Cardinals and the Martinsburg Bulldogs. The bottom of the third inning is brought to you by Modern Realty Results, the team at Century 21 Modern Realty Results. If you're looking for a home in the tri-state, they have you covered. There's a 3 up, 3 down inning again, 2 in a row for Lane DeLauder. Has really settled himself in since the home run by J.P. Sweeney and the single that followed. No hits since then. No runners at all on base for the Cardinals since then. Now Jacob Cumley will try to do something similar here in the bottom of the third.
So DeLauder has been through 3 innings, and he has a couple of 3 strikeouts, and Cumley has been through 2 innings, and he has 4 strikeouts. So, Cumley is surprisingly effective, with the strikeout. I expected him to throw to contact, and Martinsburg, for Spring Mills to, have to catch the baseball, and Cumley had to come in here and showed his prowess on how he can get guys out without using his fielders by hitting his spots and throwing his curveball. And he looks over to his dugout a lot. He's a young fella, and he lost his composure a little bit after that ball got away. But now I think Coach Baird and Coach Coleman's over there doing a good job keeping him, trying to keep him straight there, make sure he stays mentally in the game.
Keep his composure.
Keep his composure is the word I'm looking for. Thank you. He stay composed.
Our first at-bat of the inning is Keegan Everhart in the 9-hole, left fielder, number 2. And Cumley starts one out low for ball 1 and high for ball 2. As Everhart squared around the bunt the second time around, but pulled it back.
My lips wanted to say lose his head out there, but I knew that wasn't the right thing to say. Composure was the right word. So if he kind of get him to keep his composure and not lose his head.
And Everhart squares around again, pulls back, but this time the ball is in the zone for strike 1.
But we've seen a lot of MLB pitchers that were animated, made it to that level, and it's just part of their game. It's just part of his game, and just kind of staying relaxed, staying focused up there.
2-1 is inside for ball 3. Everhart trying to draw a leadoff walk if he can. 2 walks so far, 1 in each inning for Cumley. Reisenweber was able to come all the way around and score last time off. This one's popped up right above the catcher, and it would be Aiden Eichelberger making the play after ripping off the mask, finding the ball for out number 1.
Aiden Eichelberger's got that Bryce Harper do-rag on his head there, and he's got that hair going, and see a couple of these guys we've seen a little bit last year with Michael Lupus in Martinsburg, and a couple others kind of showing off that look. And a lot of these guys now have long hair, so they have to keep it out of their eyes. So.
And Bryce Harper was a catcher himself in high school, so he might have done something similar back then over his catcher's mask. As the first pitch is a strike to Isaac Grove.
Kind of remembering how he got Grove to watch a couple of those curveballs last at bat, so went back to what worked the first time through.
He'll fire again, and that pitch is just barely off the plate for ball 1.
Eichelberger did a nice job framing it, holding it there, letting the umpire see it for a second, and then getting it back.
So even up, 1 ball, 1 strike, 1 out in a 1-1 ball game here. And the breaking ball will find the inside part of the plate for strike 2.
There's a backdoor, curve that started at him and broke there on the inner half of the plate. And he got the call there.
Shake off the catcher.
Shook the pitch.
Now comes the 1-2. And that one is outside for ball 2.
Telling himself to stay composed, so, checking his mechanics out there.
Stretching himself out or just making sure that he's following through the right way. Kind of going through the motions there out on the mound before stepping back on the rubber. And now here he comes with the 2-2. Grove wanted to go around at that one, but it broke off the plate low for ball 3. So full count with 1 out. No runners on base.
Martinsburg needs Grove to get on here to get things started, and Cummings looking to strike him out again, but that didn't happen there as he got 2 strikes on him, but it lost him there to a base on ball, so Martinsburg's got their actual leadoff man on with 1 out, and Buber, who was hot last night, rare strikeout in the first inning, and see what Martinsburg wants to do here, whether he wants to move a runner over and with an out or 2, or see if he can, Grove has great speed, so he's always a steal threat. So I'd look for him to kind of go early.
He's got himself a pretty solid lead over at first base. Takes
Even
an
bigger.
extra step off again. He won't go on this one. First pitch to Buber is outside for ball 1. As you mentioned, Buber went down swinging in the first inning.
Would have been a good pitch to go on. Not that he can tell what's thrown, but he had a great lead, and the curveball came in, off-speed pitch, as Grove's got a bigger lead again.
And there's the pickoff attempt over to first as Grove crawls back over.
Yeah, he
the slide
kind of got
short.
caught. Yeah, he kind of got caught out there jumping to getting another step, and he had to crawl back.
And here he goes on this one, and strike 2 is taken, and there will be no throw down.
It's 1-1, 1-1 there. So it's the first strike. So we got a 1-1 count strike. First one was close though. Just missed.
So now Buber's got himself a runner in scoring position to work with 1 out. Cumley will look back at second now. Throw. Breaking ball hit towards the third base side, but just barely foul as Stanley goes over and grabs it. Make that strike 2. 1-2 count with 1 out.
He's got to be thinking fastball here and looking curve. And Cumley's had a lot of success with this curveball, getting Martinsburg, to watch it, and if not, kind of flare it or soft contact it. So I would, be willing to guess that's kind of what he's going with. But he's been a little sneaky here, so.
The 1-2 to Buber is strike 3 called. And Buber think it was outside. From the looks of the motion that he's giving to the dugout on his way back.
That was a little bit low there, he thought, as he pushed his hand down there. And, give it credit to Cumley. He's keeping him off balance. His curveball had been working, but he came there with a low fastball for a strike, and just a great pitch selection. He knows what he feels good with, and he's throwing his game.
So it's the 5th strikeout for Cumley as Braden Oviedo steps back up for his second at-bat, fouls away the first pitch.
5th strikeout, and he's got 3 in Martinsburg's 1-2 batter, which is really big because they're setup guys for your RBI guys like Ovie and Brown and Alter, or Rasenweber put the balls in the gaps.
Runs have been tough to come by on both sides. Here's the pitch. Outside on that one. Make it 1-1. Oviedo gets things back to even as he tries to not leave a runner stranded in the scoring position. Cumley fires at the plate. High for ball 2.
Martinsburg has to be patient. They're, they kind of learn tap strike zone there. We can't see it or certainly even judge it from this angle, but, Martinsburg uncannily taking a lot of third strikes. So, they, each umpire has a little different zone, and you have to learn it and deal with it and protect the plate.
This pitch is another ball, make it 3-1. So far, Cumley's followed a pattern of just giving up 1 walk and then retiring the other 3 batters in the inning. Did it in the first, did it in the second. And if you can get Oviedo out here, you can do the same in the third. This one's hit.
Well, 4 of the 5 strikeouts that Martinsburg has is looking. So, and that's not conducive of a team that has a lot of varsity at bats under their belts, and certainly Grove, Buber, who have 3 of them, Edwards, who's a younger guy, and Steen, who's a younger guy. You can kind of deal with that a little bit as their sophomores coming in. I mean, they're JV guys that came in and fill in some spots, or guys like Steen that didn't get a lot of varsity at bats last year, but you get Grove and Buber, striking out, and especially looking at strikes, makes you wonder, are they not, are they thinking the strike zone is not that wide, or what have you? But regardless, with 2 strikes, high school baseball, you're going to have to swing that bat and protect that plate. Musselman's out to a 3-0 lead in the bottom of the second, as they've gotten a single from Gans, a single from
full count. Runner goes. This one's hit for a single into center field. And easily coming around the score will be Isaac Grove. It's an RBI single for Braden Oviedo to break the tie and give Martinsburg a 2-1 lead.
Yeah, he said on 3-2, last night we seen him take a 3-2 pitch for a strike. 3 tonight, protecting the plate there, jumping on it, and Cumley again is he's kind of losing his composure a bit, bouncing the ball there on the turf, and he's going to get talking to by a pitching coach, Coach Hammond out there, so he's going to tell him, hey, it's a 2-1 ball game. You're playing a great baseball team. You're pitching really well, and, expect them to hit and get hits, and you've got 4 or 5 strikeouts, and they're just a great team that, Martinsburg's a great team, and he's doing a great job. My hat's off to the young man for what he's been able to do so far to keep Martinsburg after them 17 runs he scored last night to come in here and get 5 strikeouts and, in the 3rd inning just just giving up 2 runs. And one of them was a cheap run. So, this young man's doing a great job. But back to Musselman, they're up 3-0 after 3 straight singles and a sacrifice bunt. And so they have taken advantage of the 3 singles. And actually they're up 4-0 now with a second double by Kyle Lohr as they are taking control of that game early here in the bottom of the second.
First pitch of this at-bat to Jameer Brown is taken for a strike. So you might not know it from Cumley up on the mound, but that was breaking the no-hitter that he had going for 2 2/3 innings. There's the 0-1. That one's low, blocked by the catcher. Make it 1-1.
Up at Musselman, Ian Wolf has pitched 1 1/3, gave up 6 hits, 4 runs, 4 earned, and struck out 1. And as Musselman takes that 4-0 lead into the bottom of the second, or during the bottom of the second, is still going on with one out.
The 1-1 from Cumley is taken down the middle for strike two.
I think with Coach Ballard's probably, there's a little bit of a when you're playing an underdog like that and you're supposed to win, it puts a lot of pressure on you. And he's probably telling them, hey, let's relax, swing the bat like we did last night. Have fun out there.
Here goes Oviedo, pitches outside and low for ball two, so it'll be an easy stolen base for Braden Oviedo.
Yeah, he read that he was on the move, and it was a dirt ball, so he was able to come in and standing up. But Martinsburg just stays within themselves and stays calm and patient and doesn't let the anxiety of playing a tight game here against an opponent that on paper they should win, and based on who they returned and who Spring Mills returned, we can only base it on what we've seen. But this young group of Spring Mills guys seem to have a great off-season, winter workouts, and they're excited to play, and they're playing hard.
2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs, and it's a swing. Strike 3 by Brown. Make it 6 strikeouts for Jacob Cumley, and they'll leave a runner on second base, the Bulldogs, but not before getting a run across and making it 2-1 as we go to the top of the 4th. We'll take a 60-second break, and we'll be back with more EPAC baseball here on Talk Radio WRNR and TV 10.
Not sure where to go or who to trust with your flooring project? And start with Trips Flooring, proudly serving the area for more than 25 years, specializing in floor sanding and refinishing, along with installation of new flooring, including hardwood, tile, vinyl, laminate, carpet, and the hottest trend in flooring, luxury vinyl tile and luxury vinyl plank. Are you on a budget? Check out their warehouse, cash and carry, or call 304-229-7009, or visit them online at tripsfloorsanding.com.
Top of the 4th inning here on Talk Radio WRNR and TV 10 is brought to you by Farmers and Mechanics Insurance Company. Reliable coverage since 1877. Call them at 304-263-0809 for a quote today, or visit fmiwv.com. It's now 2-1. Martinsburg leading the Spring Mills Cardinals here at P.O. Faulkner Park. Dylan Bishop and Trip Tobin with you on the call. John Alderton, our on-site producer. Colin McLaughlin behind the camera. Nick Verzolini back in the studio. And the no-hitter was broken up for Jacob Cumley on the mound for Spring Mills during that half inning. Braden Oviedo's RBI single gives the Bulldogs a 2-1 lead as the first pitch of the top of the 4th is a swinging strike 1 by Aiden Eichelberger.
Eichelberger made a nice play behind the plate there on that foul ball earlier that inning. This last inning, and doing a great job handling Cumley out there. When a pitcher gets that many strikeouts, and that many looking strikeouts, he's getting a little help from his catcher, and Eichelberger's doing a great job of handling Cumley and his arsenal.
The second pitch of the at-bat, Eichelberger had to duck out of the way of a little bit. Trying to dodge that one, and this is another inside fastball, so 2 straight balls on the inside part of the plate. Makes it 2-1. Time is called.
It looks like Edwards is wearing a device that he can speak, like in his ear, that he can be talked to from the coaches. So he's using some of that technology that we've seen in the NCAA last year, and I believe they're using it now. As you can see that wire and that pack there on Braden. So not getting the signals from Kurt Zarnecki, but I guess Zarnecki's talking in his ear. Maybe he's singing to him.
The 2-1 was fouled away by Eichelberger. Here comes the 2-2, and the breaking ball swung on and missed. Another strikeout for Lane DeLauder. That's his 4th. sending down the first batter at the top of the fourth.
9 in a row. Since that's home run and that off the end of the bat single into left field from Eichelberger, he hasn't allowed another base runner since then.
Now Ryland Swartz, center fielder, will try to break that streak before it gets to double digits. He'll almost swing at this one, takes the bat off the shoulder, but then leaves it before it goes all the way across. But the ball crossed over the plate for strike one. Now the second pitch, DeLauder working quickly for strike two. Looks like DeLauder is in a rhythm. Just quickly getting back up on the mound and ready to go for his next pitch. Gets the call from Edwards. 0-2 is hit up the middle. Buber on one bounce will get it into the glove and fire it on to Brown at first. And we'll say that Brown's foot came off the bag.
I think you're going to get an appeal here from Martinsburg. Maybe, not sure. Looks like he did stretch it, but maybe he held it. The umpire out in the field had a little different angle than the guy behind the plate, but it looks like Martinsburg's going to be okay with it here. And so we get an E, I assume, on the throw as it pulled Brown off a little bit.
There's the first pitch from Trumpauer. Will be hit lightly onto the second base side, so Reisenweber has to go to first with its fielder's choice that advances Swartz to second base.
Now batting number 7, Landon Stanley.
So Swartz now at second base with 2 outs.
Spring Mills got the tying run there at second. And here we are at the top of the fourth with 2 outs.
Now Landon Stanley, third baseman, sets in, swings at the first one, fouls it off the catcher.
Yeah, took him right off the mast there. The umpire's going to give a little courtesy walk, make sure Edwards is not seeing double there, as he kind of looked both ways for the ball, but it seems to be no worse for the wear. But
it didn't seem to affect him really.
He's got a hard head. I don't even know if he needs the mask. No, he's a tough kid. You know, his brother Caleb was a tough guy. The two Edwards kids that come through here, just tremendous athletes.
DeLauder looks back at second now, fires the 0-1, is taken for strike 2. Inside part of the plate there, Stanley walks out of the box.
Ball run a little bit. It kind of started off over the plate, and it arm side run in from here, and it caught Stanley off guard, and the umpire stayed with it, followed it, and it had a little bit of a run there.
0-2 count. Swartz will take his lead off of second. Watched closely by Reisenweber and Buber. Now here comes the pitch, and that's strike 3 looking.
He went both sides of the plate, inside and outside. Great pitching there, hitting your spots there by DeLauder, and hooking up with the umpire, and Martinsburg keeps that 1-run lead.
Throwing error and a fielder's choice gets a runner into scoring position at second base, but DeLauder leaves him stranded. So we'll go on to the bottom of the fourth, still 2-1 Martinsburg. After the 60-second break, we'll be back. More EPAC baseball here on Talk Radio WRNR and TV 10.
After a car accident, what do you get when you call Mansion Ferretti?
You get more experience from a local law firm with over 115 years of combined service.
More respect from a team who treats clients like their own family.
And more fight, because we want you to get every dollar you deserve.
Experience, respect, results. If you've been injured, that's what you want in your lawyer.
And that's what you'll get when you call us. Car accident? Get more with Mansion Ferretti. 304-264-8505.
I pre-planned my funeral to make it easier on my family. They were relieved to know I'll get just what I want.
My family actually thanked me for taking matters into my own hands. Turns out having this awkward conversation wasn't awkward at all.
Pre-planning is my choice. There are certain things about me my family may not know. Now they won't need to guess.
The choices are yours. The peace of mind is theirs. Pre-plan your funeral with Brown Funeral Homes and everything will be taken care of. Find out more online at brownfuneralhomeswv.com. Brown Funeral Homes, here for you.
Going into the bottom of the fourth here, it's 2-1 Martinsburg over Spring Mills here from P.O. Faulkner Park in the bottom of the fourth inning. Brought to you on Talk Radio WRNR and TV 10 by Mother Shuckers Crab Shack, located at 1014 Winchester Avenue in Martinsburg. If you don't like it, shuck it up, Buttercup.
A little different game up at Musselman as we're going into the bottom of the fourth. They're still in the bottom of the second. Musselman's still swinging the baseball bat as they have now taken Ian Wolf off the mound and brought in Elliott. Elliott was met with, I believe, a balk there. They actually balked in the runner, what Game Changer says, and then there was a walk to Jason Myers. Now you have Cameron Gill at the plate. 2 outs here. Musselman's up 6-0, and Jason Myers is at second base in scoring position with 2 outs. And Mason Elliott is on the mound.
Christian Alter will start things out here in the bottom of the fourth. Grounded out to second base his first time around.
Hedgeville's being haunted by 4 errors up there tonight.
Second pitch to Alter is popped up behind the catcher and out of play. So quick 0-2 start for Cumley. Back up on the mound for his 4th inning of work. So far, 3 innings, 1 hit, 3 walks, 2 runs, 1 earned, 6 strikeouts so far.
Nice, wonderful outing for Cumley.
And he's able to get his 7th K of the night. As Alter goes down looking on the check swing.
Cumley just really has Martinsburg, just guessing, I assume, up there at the plate. And, watching strike 3 is just something that I'm sure that the coaching staff over there is telling his guys to protect the plate, and they just have yet, and 3 and a third inning in, have yet to, to cut them bats loose on anything close with 2 outs or 2 strikes.
Ben Reisenweber will step up. Walked his last time, came around to score. Eventually, he'll be first pitch swinging. This one's into pretty deep left center field, but underneath it is Swartz, or he was underneath it, but he can't make the play. Kind of got away from him. Ball hits the turf, and Reisenweber ends up standing on third base.
Yeah, it looked like Swartz had an easy play out there. It looked like he was underneath of it. Him and speaking with the left fielder out there now. I don't know if one of them called the other one off or they weren't communicating, but there at the end, Swartz had actually overrun the ball, and it dropped. Should have been caught, and she got an error on the center fielder as Ben Reisenweber makes it all the way to third, and as he ran it out. So great job by Ben. Looks like there's a timeout. As Ben is, I guess, catching his breath over there and getting rid of all that gear. And Coach Baller has to take the first base coach role by having all that gear handed to him.
Yeah. He had like an elbow pad, gloves. They were in hell. He had his hands full over there. First pitch to Edwards.
Yeah,
finds his own.
I think Ben pretty much undressed.
Probably shedded about 5 pounds.
Yeah, now he might. Now he's got his sliding glove on. Like he's got that baker's mitt, I call it. Don't want to get that oven burned.
The 0-1 to Edwards is inside. Even the count at 1 apiece with 1 out.
So you got Edwards up here who can really hit the ball hard, but and he can go both ways with it. But he's got to be thinking pull the ball here hard, to lift it to right field. He has an opportunity to take a big hack here and hit it as far as he can in the air and get that double or even a sac fly here. So a good spot for Martinsburg with a left-handed batter up with less than 2 outs and a man on third.
This pitch is low and outside for ball 2. 2-1 count. Reisenweber 90 feet away. A chance to drive himself in for the second time. Come across the plate for a second time. As Edwards has a chance with 1 out to drive the runner in with a sacrifice of nothing else.
Yeah, he's got an easy opportunity to get an RBI here, especially being left-handed. Doesn't have to let the ball get deep and drive it the opposite way. He just needs to set on something, middle in or middle and just pull it and just hit it as hard and far as he can.
2-1 pitch was fouled away. Now 2-2. Cumley will throw this one little low.
One thing about Cumley's curveball that I'm noticing here now, the reason why they kind of maybe he's thrown off Martinsburg, it has a late break. You know, they're reading it, and they can't give up on it because it has a late break, which the umpire's given, you know, a good portion of the plate, you know, with the black, and as they get, you know, 3/4 of the way in, then it starts to break a little.
Full count pitch, swing and a miss. Make it 8 strikeouts for Jacob Cumley.
Great job by Cumley getting, you know, all these strikeouts and just challenged the big left-hander there, and you just got to buy him.
So that takes away the sacrifice possibility. Reisenweber's still on third base. Jackson Steen will come to the plate. He struck out looking his first time, which has been a bit of a trend. He will not look at that one, but he won't hit it either. Swinging strike one to start this at bat. Cumley looking in. Now we'll get a time as Steen, don't think, liked how long Cumley was taking to bring that one to the plate. Now here's the pitch. Inside for ball one. Step back into the plate.
This is going to be huge if Cumley can get out of here and keep this to a 1-run lead with the man on first with one out, you know, without, I believe he's going to do it.
Steen pops this one into foul territory. Eichelberger coming over for it, and it hits off his glove.
I mean, Eichelberger nearly went all the way to first base. It was the first baseman's ball, I would think, you know, there with the first baseman's mitt. Kind of catch those pop-ups with the catcher's glove is a tough thing if you've never done it, and especially when the ball has that spin on it. But the first baseman, I mean, even though he's playing deep there, that ball didn't fall more than 10 feet, maybe 15 feet tops. I don't think 10 feet from first base.
So make it 1-2. Here's the pitch from Cumley. Inside corner, and the entire Spring Mills infield thought that one was strike three. They started walking off, but it would be called a ball inside.
Certainly was a either way pitch there when it crossed the plate, and everybody was going. I think the infield was going in, and the batter was kind of wondering where it was, and everybody but the home plate umpire decided that it was ball two and not strike three.
Right, my view of that inside corner of the play is blocked by the umpire himself,
right,
so it's hard to really tell, but I wouldn't have been surprised if that was strike three, but this one is instead. Swing at a ball high and outside by Steen. 9 strikeouts for Jacob Cumley on the mound. Strands the runner 90 feet away, so it'll stay 2-1 Martinsburg as we go to the top of the 5th. Take a 60-second break, and we'll be back with more EPAC baseball here on Talk Radio WRNR and TV10.
The Honda Ridgeline, Passport, and Pilot are in a league of their own when it comes to rugged capability. Their relentless power and versatility make these vehicles the ultimate challengers for exhilarating adventures and formidable terrain. But it's not just performance that makes these cars special. It's the unwavering determination that inspires everything we do. That's why we're KBB.com's best value brand of 2023.
CMA's Honda of Winchester, 3985 Valley Pike. CMA's moving lives forward.
Available all-wheel drive on Pilot based on 2023 brand image awards from Kelly Blue Book. Visit KBB.com for more information.
March is Colorectal Cancer Awareness Month. In West Virginia, colorectal cancer is the 3rd most common cause of cancer deaths for men and women combined. Yet, it is one of the most preventable. Every Friday in March, you will be able to purchase a FIT test for $25 to screen for colon cancer. Stop by one of the following locations on FIT Fridays to pick up your test kit. WVU Medicine Internal Medicine Blue Ridge in Martinsburg, WVU Medicine Internal Medicine Charlestown, or WVU Medicine Urgent Care in Charlestown, Inwood, or Martinsburg.
Stranded on third base in the bottom of the third. Top of the fifth inning is brought to you by L.A. Roberts Jewelers, committed to excellence in quality, design, and craftsmanship, located at 146 North Queen Street in Martinsburg. Dylan Bishop and Trip Tobin here on the call for Talk Radio WRNR and TV 10. John Alderton, our on-site producer. Colin McLaughlin, our cameraman. And Nick Verzolini back in the studio. Lane DeLauder will go to the mound for his fifth inning of work. And he'll start things out against Sam Taylor, the left fielder. First pitch is fouled straight back at the wall, the backstop. Sam Taylor's first at-bat was a ground ball to Braden Oviedo over at third base. Sent him down.
Yeah, you got to, DeLauder's throwing a great game. I mean, give up that one, those back-to-back hits there and been throwing pretty clean, or if not absolutely clean since then. And Martinsburg stranded a few runners there. That last inning, that was big, not getting that run in, and that was a great job by Cumley to keep Martinsburg from scoring there, getting those strikeouts and back-to-back strikeouts as Ridenweber stood on third after the air. And then they got the second chance with the drop pop fly, so it looked like Spring Mills was going to shoot themselves in the foot there and give up a run, but they held tight and did what their coach said, and I'll say it one more time, played through adversity, and they're being tough.
1-2 count, and this one is a foul ball just barely near the third base bag by Taylor.
Yeah, that ball just missed being a double down the line there, the leadoff double to put the tying run on second base, so with nobody out. So he jumped on that pitch.
DeLauder so far through 4 innings, 2 hits, no walks, and just 1 run given up, 5 strikeouts. That 1 run was solo home run by J.P. Sweeney on the second batter of the game. This 1-2 pitch is in the turf for ball 2. Only base runner since the first inning for Spring Mills was Rylan Swartz on I guess you call it a throwing error on Carson Buber, bringing Jameer Brown's foot off the bag, and this pitch is strike 3. Sam Taylor goes down looking. 6 strikeouts for Lane DeLauder so far through 4 1/3.
Now batting number 13, Brandon Montgomery.
Here's the first pitch to Montgomery in his second at-bat. This one will be into the other batter's box outside. Go past the glove of Edwards. Start off at 1-0 here with 1 out.
Montgomery struck out last time.
This one's chopped to the third base side, foul. Let's make it 1-1. Montgomery struck out swinging his first time, one of the 6 strikeouts for DeLauder so far. A 1-1 hit into foul territory, first base side, didn't stay in the air long enough for Jameer Brown to be able to make the run over to it. Brown almost got there, but just not quite in time. Jammed Montgomery on the inside part of the plate. So make it 1-2. The 9-hitter, Treston Wysocki, in the on-deck circle. This one from Montgomery's popped up towards second base. Reisenweber will make the play for the second out of the inning.
So Lane DeLauder continues to set them down after that little bit of a first inning fireworks. After that, he set down Spring Mills pretty much in order and has pretty much had soft contact since then. And Goodman working his strikeout numbers up and throwing a couple pitches there, fastball, curveball. You haven't seen. I don't think we've seen his whole arsenal here tonight, but he's getting over 50 pitches here. So, is Alter going to go? The 6th, 7th. Is Lane going to break the 60 pitch strike or a threshold? I'm not sure there, but at this point, we have a 2-1 ball game, and starting off this EPAC conference games tonight has been really exciting. We've seen some great baseball, but, I don't know if I want to say we've seen great baseball. We've seen great pitching.
Yeah, absolutely have. This pitch finds the zone. Saki watches it go.
So depending on whether you like great baseball, your definition of that is lots of runs or a pitcher's duel, that would determine what you think is a great baseball. It's been a great baseball game, and Martinsburg's taking advantage of some free bases. They got their runs different than Spring Mills. They hit the ball with the fence. Martinsburg took advantage of a passed ball and then a stolen base and an error, and they were able to get that run across. And I think their only hit from Oviedo was an RBI single, so that was able to drive that run in.
And Wysocki on the 2-2 pitch swings and misses. Checks his swing but comes around in the zone. And he will go down as the 7th strikeout victim of the night for DeLauder. So 3 up, 3 down. Go the Cardinals. We'll go to the bottom of the 5th. Still a 1-run lead for the Bulldogs. Take a 60-second break and be back with more EPAC baseball here on Talk Radio WRNR and TV 10.
Providing reliable protection since 1877, we are Farmers and Mechanic Insurance Companies. For over a century, we have been dedicated to provide dependable insurance protection and excellent customer service. We specialize in auto, home, farm, and business insurance. Our products are backed with personal, hands-on service. You can trust us to protect what matters most to you. For all of your insurance needs, there's Farmers and Mechanics Insurance Companies.
I do. We got double the Rock's gas rewards, 6 cents off a gallon.
Can't believe you didn't fill up.
That's double my rent. Not my car.
Save now with double the gas discount. 6 cents off a gallon with Rock's Rewards.
We got double the Rock's gas rewards, 6 cents off a gallon.
You had one job.
It's between girls.
Save now with double the gas discount. 6 cents off a gallon with Rock's Rewards.
Bottom of the 5th inning here on Talk Radio WRNR and TV 10. Still 2-1 Martinsburg with the 1-run lead over the Spring Mills Cardinals. Bottom of the 5th is brought to you by the Wagner Law Firm, West Virginia's premier DUI defense attorney. Visit westvirginiaDUIlawyers.com. Starting things off for Martinsburg, it'll be the 9-1-2 part of the lineup, starting with Keegan Everhart, who popped up a foul ball right above the catcher in his first at-bat. Jacob Cumley back on the mound. First pitch is a strike. Cumley so far through 4 innings, 84 pitches. He's given up 1 hit, 3 walks, 9 strikeouts, giving up 2 runs, just 1 earned. So, needs a little more run support to go behind this performance for the Cardinals to get back into this one.
Yeah, he has thrown a gem tonight, with these 9 strikeouts. He's at 86 pitches, I believe, and I think 110 is the limit here. So, a lot of pitches on that young arm early, but he doesn't throw extremely hard, and he looks a little conditioned. He doesn't look any worse for the wear here. The weather's good. So, that's between him and his coaches. Some pitchers, they need to throw 30, 40, 50, 60 pitches, early and just get moving. Other guys have worked out throughout the fall and the summer. The fall and the winter, and they've stayed pretty well conditioned. So, looks like he's intact to go pretty much the distance here. We'll see what Martinsburg does is with their pitching staff. As DeLauder's at 55 pitches, and so he's throwing a really crisp game. Lots of strikeouts brings your pitch count up. So when you throw to contact and guys make plays like Oviedo has made and the outfield's made from Martinsburg, keeps the pitch count down. No free bases, no errors, doesn't extend the inning. Whereas this young man has thrown a lot of big count, 2-2, 3-2 counts, and is able to get strikeouts and get guys out that way. So the reason why his pitch count's up more than the Lauder's. But you couldn't ask for no more than what he's done so far.
Right. Counts run to 2-2 to number 2, Keegan Everhart. Here's the pitch from Cumley. He's going to hit this one right back at Cumley. softly hit up into the air as it jammed him. And Cumley makes the play for out number 1.
Keegan's fat out to the catcher and fat out to the pitcher, so he's shooting him right up the chimney chute there this evening. And, you know, he's a kid who's a real grinder and hard on himself, and I'm sure he's not happy with that. So, you know, he'll be in the cage taking extra swings and doing everything he can. A very passionate kid who plays with a lot of guts, and, you know, he's not going to be happy with that, and he'll get in there and get after it in the cage, I'm sure.
First pitch to Isaac Grove, and his third at-bat is a swinging strike 1. Grove so far is 0 for 1 with a strikeout looking and a walk where he came around and scored.
Young Cumley out there just continuing to talk to himself and work through this, keep that composure. He's very animated out there, and he's fun to watch, really. What I thought was kind of bad mound presence there early is now just becoming more of a, you know, just who he is. And you know, he did get a little upset when the ball went in the right field or in left field on that throw. But other than that, you know, the rest of us just been kind of tapping himself on the chest, saying that's on me. And, you know, he shook the catcher off a couple times, throwing his pitches and throwing what he wants to throw. And it's, you know, it's turned into a one-hitter here into the fifth inning.
After a ball inside, 2-1 pitch is just a little bit outside.
And to put that in perspective, he's doing that against a team that just scored 17 runs last night. You know, so, you know, it's not like Martinsburg is not a good hitting team. So this is a tremendous outing for this young man.
He'll step off the mound as it's 3-1. Now come back to the rubber. For the next pitch, swing and a foul tip. It sounded like a little bit of bat.
I couldn't tell either. I'm not sure what happened there. It sounded like a little tip there, didn't it, when it come through? Right. It was a little bit of an off-speed pitch. It didn't move a lot, sort of maybe a little change-up. I'm not sure.
Full count pitch hit the opposite way into right field, but it's lined right at Sweeney for the second out.
Can't see over in the bullpen. They got new light out over there, new lights up, so can't see the shadows like I was seeing last night. Yeah, it looks like Alter is warming up over there, and definitely someone in there warming. It looks like about Alter's stature.
So, 2 up, 2 down here in the bottom of the fifth. Spring Mills. Carson Buber will come to the plate, 0 for 2 with 2 strikeouts.
Carson's a guy who, like we seen last night, who could just drive the ball all over the field, and got a couple of strikeouts here tonight, and that's something that we don't see much out of him. To see if he can put that behind him and go to a next pitch mentality. And Cumley wants to continue his dominance here tonight over Buber.
1-0 is high for ball number 2. Cumley falls behind here. Here's the 2-0. This one just barely not able to catch the outside corner. So 3-0.
Well, you know, as bad as Buber wants to hit the baseball after the couple strikeouts and redeem himself, he's got to stay within himself here in a 2-1 game and make Cumley throw at least 2 strikes. You know, throw a strike here and another one before he swings the bat.
And there won't be any strikes for this at-bat, so it's a 4-pitch walk that gets Carson Buber on base with 2 outs.
And Martinsburg really needing this insurance run, and here comes Coach Hammond out to quickly speak with a young man. He's moving out there pretty quick.
It was a power walk out there.
Yeah, he went out there.
With Braden Oviedo set to come up to the plate, who had a RBI single in his last at-bat to give Martinsburg this 2-1 lead. And it was Grove that he drove in. Now he's got Buber on first base.
Like Cumley's pushing the threshold here. He's thrown 100 pitches, I believe, so he doesn't have many left. And we haven't seen any activity in their bullpen down there. We can see it, so whoever they're going to go to must be a guy who says, just throw me out there, Coach. I'm ready to go.
I believe they might have had someone up last inning a little bit. I think I noticed.
That's good. So whoever's down there, they're hot, apparently, because they're not down there now, and he's reaching that threshold here soon. And
this is a wild pitch. Bounces way in front of the plate. Goes to the backstop. And Buber's able to go to second.
Yeah, a little bit of I think he cleated. He's pointing to his cleat. I think he lost it a little bit there on the turf. If on that turf, if you land a little bit on your side a little bit, that cleat can skip out, and so he kind of lost his footing there just a bit for the first time. First time tonight.
The 1-0 to Oviedo is high for ball number 2. Another chance with a runner in scoring position for the Bulldogs.
2-out single here would be huge for the Bulldogs, and Cumley's he's been able to kind of Houdini his way off the hook here with guys in scoring position all night tonight. See if it continues.
And this one, a wild pitch again, and this time outside. That's going to let Buber go to third base and make it a 3-0 count. Martinsburg now 90 feet away from being able to extend this out to possibly a 2-run lead. And Oviedo sitting at a 3-0 count is close to getting himself on base for the third time tonight.
Cumley hits pitch 104 here, I believe. 103, 104. So he's a batter or so away from being replaced.
That pitch was taken for strike 1. Oviedo got on base with a walk his first at-bat and a single in the second one. 3-1 is taken outside for ball 4.
Here comes Coach Barrett. I think maybe we have a pitching change here. He's getting really close to the threshold. A couple walks, couple wild pitches there, and I think it's going to be the end of the night for Cumley, who's had an unbelievable night, only giving up a 1 hit. The triple, I guess you could call it, or the 3-base error, however you want to score it, on Ben Rasmussen was the only other ball that was hit pretty square that was misplayed in the outfield by, or maybe miscommunication by the outfielders. And that happens early in the year, too. A little bit of miscommunication out there. There's as they haven't, you have Swartz out there and I believe Taylor, who haven't played together much, and so first fly ball out there, fly ball communication. And, of course, not playing here under the lights and things, sometimes it's tough. So, regardless, Reisenweber ended up on third, and he was able to, score on that. But other than that, Martinsburg's, Cumley's really had their number with those maybe 2 hits, depending on how you record it, and all their strikeouts. So we have a new pitcher here, as we'll get Cumley's numbers here shortly.
Yep, we'll take a 30-second break and be back with a new pitcher on the mound for Spring Mills. This is EPAC Baseball here on Talk Radio WRNR and TV 10.
Mommy, where does flavor come from?
Well, when people love food, they cook it on a Traeger grill. Meat, corn, even pie. And then the Traeger does the rest, which brings everyone to celebrate this beautiful thing that they've created. Because when you share delicious food with your friends, that's the flavor of life.
Shop now and save at Orsini's today.
Family on the mound, well, that ain't right.
New pitcher on the mound for Spring Mills is J.P. Sweeney coming in from right field. And it looks like the new right fielder is
number 2.
Sam Mullendor. Number 2.
Mm-hmm.
Now out and right for the Cardinals. Final numbers for Jacob Cumley are 4 2/3 innings. Gives up 1 hit, 4 walks. Gets himself 9 strikeouts, giving up 2 runs, just 1 earned. Now Sweeney will come in. Runner on third base. And 2 outs. Try to get Spring Mills out of this jam. Just still down by 1 run. Pitching change brought to you by Small & Small Insurance in Martinsburg, your total insurance solution at 121 Administrative Drive in Martinsburg. Call them at 304-263-3361.
Sweeney's made some nice plays out there in the right field. Has that home run. If he could come in here and shut this first and third 2-out Bulldog offense down and should Spring Mills come back and find a way to win this game and score a couple runs, he could certainly be the player of the game. So he's got himself an opportunity. Let's see what he does here.
The runners on first and third for the Bulldogs with Jameer Brown, cleanup hitter up the bat. First pitch is a ball high. Eichelberger thought about throwing that one down the first.
I don't know if it was supposed to be high, like in the pitch out to check, but it was certainly up in a nice spot for the catcher to make a throw. So Oviedo staying put here as we have a little chess match going on as to whether or not he's going to go or not.
The 1-0 from Sweeney. Runner stays at first. That one's outside for ball 2. Ended up being 5 walks for Cumley in the end.
And you got to wonder if Martinsburg's going to try to steal second and force Spring Mill to make a decision whether to throw down and try to get that third out, allow the run to come home, or to just let him go and just catcher's defense indifference, and then see if Jameer can get a base hit and drive in 2 runs.
2-0. He does stay, and this one's low and outside for ball 3.
So no one will go here at 3-0. It'll just be everybody kind of short lead and don't get picked. Make this young man come in and throw a strike before you do anything. Don't give him any outs. And Sweeney needs to find a strike zone here and not load these bases up.
There's a 3-0 inside for ball 4. Sweeney comes in, starts things off with a walk to load the bases with 2 outs.
It's tough to be a reliever. As a reliever, there was the base open, so that was a good time to bring him in. So, if he needs to find his footing, the other part is if Oviedo steals, do they just give Jameer first? So, it's just good a chess match between both teams there. But now they have to get an out at any base and alter at the plate and a chance to break the game open.
He swings at the first pitch, hit in the center field. Swartz is under it. Sweeney gets out of the jam without giving up a run. Score stays 2-1. Bulldogs still with that 1-run lead. So they'll go into the top of the 6th. We'll take a 60-second break and be back with more EPAC baseball here on Talk Radio WRNR and TV 10.
At Carter Myers Automotive, what we do today will tomorrow become what we've done. That's why Owners Just Do More no longer defines us. Our work is never done because what we live by doesn't have a finish line. We care. Our company of owners is moving lives forward every day by finding more ways to care before, during, and after your purchase. Because when you're happy, so are we. Carter Myers Automotive. Proud to be the owners who just care more.
The Classical Christian Academy at Bethel is helping create extraordinary futures.
So we've seen improvements in our boys on the, as I said, arithmetic, reading and writing.
I worked in the county, I worked in public school, and that's what I knew. And I knew I wanted to be able to give her more. So I would recommend this to anyone.
Our daughter has thrived here. The family-like environment is exactly what she needed.
The Classical Christian Academy at Bethel in Martinsburg, equipping children to lead lives of significant impact.
We go into the top of the 6th inning here at P.O. Faulkner Park. Still a 2-1 lead for the Martinsburg Bulldogs over the Spring Mills Cardinals. The Cardinals leave the bases loaded with 2 outs. Not able to get back in. The Bulldogs leave the bases loaded, not able to extend their lead.
Yeah, they've left some runners on base here tonight, and then Coach for the Martinsburg Bulldogs is not going to be happy with that. But, they're grinding this out, and we're seeing Lane DeLauder back out there at 55 pitches. I'm not sure exactly what his threshold is, but feeling good here and throwing well, and 1-run game. And so we'll see how far he goes. Christian Alter was in the bullpen over there ready to come in, so I believe he's hot and ready to go. So we'll see what happens here as the Lauder continues here through the 6th.
The Bulldogs do play again on Saturday, so have to wonder if that plays into things. If Lane goes out here and doesn't throw too many pitches, do you just let him go and use Alter on Saturday?
Lots of options. That's why these high school coaches get paid the big bucks.
This ball's hit into shallow right field foul territory. The first baseman, Jameer Brown, is able to go and get it for the first out. That retires Bryce Anders to start off the top of the 6th, which is brought to you by Parsons Ford at 1400 Shepherdstown Road and online at parsonsford.com. They became number 1 by making you number 1 first at Parsons. J.P. Sweeney try to get things going with 1 out here in the top of the 6th. Quickly, the Cardinals running out of time to come back in this one. Just 5 outs to go. Swinging strike 1.
They got their only RBI guy at the plate, though, who can tie this game up with 1 swing. He's already showed us that, so could be one of the reasons why DeLauder probably said, I want to go back out there. I want to face that guy again. So twice he's thrown 2 curveballs after Sweeney jumped on that first pitch fastball after laying through 4 straight fastballs, 3 to the leadoff guy, then fastball in to Sweeney, who jumped on it and hit it for a home run.
0-2, fouled back to the backstop. The last hit for Spring Mills was the at-bat right after that first inning home run. Aiden Eichelberger's shallow single into left field as the 3rd batter of the game is the last time Spring Mills got on base with a hit. And, well, announcer's jinx. Perfect timing.
Yep.
J.P. Sweeney with a single in the left field. Breaks that one up. So now
got the leadoff batter on. It was a 1-2 pitch. They found a lot of the plate. And J.P. Sweeney is going to get courtesy run for it because he's the pitcher. Number 11 is in there.
Looks like that would be Gage Zimmerman.
Yeah, it looks like. Mm-hmm.
So it'll be Eichelberger back up to the plate. 1 for 2 so far. Had that single that we mentioned in the first. And then came back up in the 4th and struck out swinging. So now DeLauder has given up 2 hits, and this one's going to go off the glove of Edwards and back to the backstop, letting Sweeney get to second base.
Yeah, because I would have thought that maybe Eichelberger was going to bunt there after getting a strike. But he doesn't have to now, so Spring Mills can actually take 3, at bats to try to drive this run in. Take 3 opportunities, maybe find some grass there to drive this run in, tie this game up with nobody out, a man on second.
Here's the pitch. Lined into foul territory, nearly taking out Coach Barrett in the third base coach's box, but evens the count. 1 ball, 1 strike, 1 out.
Got the ball in there to the veteran umpire out there in the field, C.L. Baker, and he gives it a good toss back into this umpire here behind the plate, Don Tapley. Baker's had a pretty quiet night out there in the field with all these strikeouts.
This one's popped up. Edwards runs after it, but it goes out of play. 1-2 count. Zimmerman get ready to take his lead at second base. DeLauder, 7 strikeouts on the night so far. Here's the 1-2, and that one's close.
Eichelberger was walking back. DeLauder wanted it, and a few times tonight the umpires kind of fooled these batters, and we're not down there, we can't see it, but those guys are right there. So
let's make it 2-2. Here's the pitch from DeLauder. That one's way outside, off the glove of Edwards. Here goes Zimmerman to third, and they get him. Braden Edwards making the play. So suddenly, the bases are clear.
It was the rule of thumb in baseball: if nobody out, you go into third standing up, and it's just a cardinal sin there, and the if the Spring Mills doesn't come back to win this, that's going to be talked about. But it's aggressive play, and it's what you're taught to do, and it's hard not to do, but something you just can't do in that situation.
A ball popped up towards the Martinsburg dugout. Can Edwards get there? Oviedo was there, but it hit off of his glove right by the dugout.
It's a tough spot right there. They're right against it, that kind of blows back in a little bit, and you go up the hill a bit, and if he touches that concrete, then, he's out of play, so he kind of has to look down at the concrete, make sure he's not touching it, then make the play. I think that's what happened there with Oviedo. And of course, I've spoken so highly of him, not trying to make excuses for him. He should have made the play there, but it is kind of odd there with that concrete sticking out, how you can't have your toes on it.
Full count, 2 out. Pitch inside for ball 4.
So after DeLauro thought he had the strikeout, he ends up walking Eichelberger, but the ball that squirts away from Edwards and Sweeney, who got aggressive. And again, that's reaction. You know, you're taught to do that 99% of the time, but with no outs, you're on second. You know, you have to get there standing up, and it's just something that's really tough to teach. And you know, as a base coach, there's not a whole lot you can do other than tell them the situation. And then from there, you know, it's kind of on them. But just a great throw by Edwards. It didn't get away quite enough. If, you know, it gets away another ball or two, Sweeney's probably in there with nobody out, man on third, and we're not talking about it.
So we get a courtesy runner over at first, and Ryland Swartz at the plate. Ball 1 to start things out.
Mills using a good bit of that bench over there with a couple of courtesy runners. Now you've had a guy, you know, a new right fielder.
The 1-0 is taken for strike 1. Spring Mills down to their last 4 outs, tying run again on base, this time at first.
Slaughter doing a nice job of trying to get out of this thing here.
And nods at his catcher. Here's the 1-1. That one chopped over to the first base side. That one's foul. Picked up by Trumpauer over in the on-deck circle. Make it 1-2.
And we said, you know, coming into the game that Spring Mills with this young group that didn't return a tremendous amount of stars have to play a near-perfect game against this, you know, heavy, you know, Martinsburg bringing all their starters back, and they pretty much have played that perfect game, and they've, you know, finally made a little mistake there, and then a fly ball out there, so that could be the, you know, what could get them, you know, take the loss there.
1-2. And Swartz is going down the first base.
Swartz sold it pretty well. He says that he was hit.
Yeah, and, the umpire will say it hit him on the hand. It was hard to tell if it actually did.
I think we're going to see maybe a pitching change here. He's hitting that threshold there, and I think we're going to talk about his health here, you know. And so comes Christian Alter, I believe, is going to come in. And so even though DeLauder, I think, had a little bit left in the tank, and the game's a real close game, I think the Bulldog staff here is erring on the side of caution and getting him in the dugout. And after he's thrown, let's see what Game Changer has him at, 73. So, you know, about 10 and 15 pitches maybe over what they had hoped for, but the situation dictated a little different. And so we're going to get Alter to come in here and see if he can get this last out. Coach Ballard said in his interview that Alter would be the guy that they went to on this one, and that was the plan. They're going to stick with it. And, you know, hats off to them for not letting the game and the tight game dictate, you know, change their mind on, you know, how they're going to deal with their pitching staff here early in the season. But Spring Mills, they're a hit away, and a big hit away from taking the lead. They're a hit away from tying this thing, and something in the gap, you know, a hit away from maybe taking the lead here. So one thing that we can, you know, you can look at here is Martinsburg is 4 outs away from the victory, and they've got, you know, the bottom half of the lineup. So if they're, you know, if they're able to not have to get back up to the top and face Sweeney and Eichelberger and the guys that have the hits, then, you know, here's the opportunity here. But starts with this at bat right here.
We'll take a 30-second break for the pitching change. When we come back, Spring Mills has a runner on first with 2 outs here in the top of the 6th. Take a 30-second break. Be back with EPAC Baseball here on Talk Radio WRNR and TV 10.
Burke, Schultz, Harmon, and Jenkinson, where accident, injury, and disability lawyers with over 120 years combined local trial experience. When injury or illness has stopped you from working, you may be eligible for Social Security disability. Ron Harmon has been winning disability claims for over a quarter of a century. Don't hire some out-of-state firm. Ron Harmon's in Martinsburg. He will meet with you right here in our office. Get a local lawyer you can trust. Call 304-LAWYERS for a free consultation. 304-LAWYERS or 304-263-0900.
Pitching change brought to you by Smallwood & Small Insurance in Martinsburg, a total insurance solution at 121 Administrative Drive in Martinsburg. Call 304-263-3361. The day is done for Lane DeLauder after 5 2/3 innings. 2 hits, 2 walks, 7 strikeouts, and just 1 earned run. 1 run total on the solo home run in the first inning, given up to J.P. Sweeney. So now Christian Alter will take the mound, and it looked like it was Logan Wilt checking in, taking the place in right field of Alter. That's how things will shift around for the Bulldogs. As we'll see Alter take the mound. Runners on first and second with 2 outs. Just a 1-run lead for the Bulldogs here in the top of 6th. So immediately Alter thrown into the fire.
Yeah.
And it'll be number 6 stepping to the plate. Or excuse me, number 9.
Trumpauer's coming in.
Landon Trumpauer.
Mm-hmm. Trumpauer's first pitch strike there, but he flew out to center field, and he's grounded out in the fielder's choice to second base. So he's done a nice job here.
Alter, second pitch is a base hit in the right field. Coming around to score. He will. It's our courtesy runner Bradley Butts coming around and tying things up for Spring Mills at 2 runs apiece.
Spring Mills is putting the pressure here on Martinsburg here in the top of the 6th with 2 outs, and now they got men on first and third, and they have to make a decision whether or not they're going to go ahead and play the underdog and roll and just be aggressive and try to steal second. Is Martinsburg going to see if Alter can see if they'll let him go, let Alter just attack the batter? You know, a lot of decisions to be made here.
So now, Landon Stanley checks up to the plate. This ball's hit into right field, foul territory. Wilt gets under it in foul territory.
I think it's Keegan, isn't it?
Well, yeah, Wilt might have. I think they brought in your right. Wilt is over in left field, and Everhart moved from left to right.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Anyway, Spring Mills 2 outs there had a big base hit there. Now they got some life in them. A 2-2 ball game, bottom of 6. Martinsburg 6 outs to go. Spring Mills 3 outs to go, or we're going to be in the extra inning if somebody don't score.
With that, we'll take a 60-second break, and we'll be back with the bottom of the 6th. This is EPAC Baseball here on Talk Radio WRNR and TV 10.
From breathtaking outdoors to unique local eats, world-class geocaching, and thriving local culture, Martinsburg, Berkeley County, West Virginia is where you can live your adventure. Berkeley County offers fantastic outdoor experiences, from our rugged hiking paths to scenic nature paths, public parks, fishing streams, and nature preserves. Cap off your outdoor adventures with a stroll through historic downtown Martinsburg. Join us and immerse yourself in our rich local history and scenic surroundings. Check out upcoming events and plan your adventure at travelwv.com.
After a car accident, what do you get when you call Mansion Ferretti?
You get more experience from a local law firm with over 115 years of combined service.
More respect from a team who treats clients like their own family.
And more fight, because we want you to get every dollar you deserve.
Experience, respect, results. If you've been injured, that's what you want in your lawyer.
And that's what you'll get when you call us. Car accident? Get more with Mansion Ferretti. 304-264-8505.
Back here for the bottom of the 6th inning. Brought to you on Talk Radio WRNR and TV 10 by WVU Medicine, Berkeley and Jefferson Medical Centers, leading healthcare here and everywhere. Spring Mills able to tie this game up at 2 runs apiece in the top of the 6th, thanks to an RBI single from Landon Trumpauer. Now J.P. Sweeney will start off this inning with a first pitch strike. It's Ben Reisenweber leading things off here.
Sweeney's in a big spot here. He's a young guy. I believe he's only a sophomore. I mean, if he's definitely no more than a junior, but I believe he's a sophomore, and he's in a big spot here. Had a couple of big at bats, and he had a single that last inning, and unfortunately the base running mistake there a little bit almost took him out of the inning. But Spring Mills continued to fight through adversity, and they continue to be tough, and they're becoming a very tough opponent here, first game of the year.
It's 1-2 now to Reisenweber. Sweeney, his pitch is low and outside. It bounces past Eichelberger, evening the count at 2 apiece.
Martinsburg desperately needing to run this inning and then try to shut Spring Mills down in the bottom of the top of the 7th. But so you look for Martinsburg to probably play some small ball should someone get on.
This pitch is high for ball 3. So the count runs full. To the first batter of the bottom of the 6th, and Reisenweber will fend this one off. And
Reisenweber, one of the guys who hasn't struck out tonight, and right there's the reason why. He fouled off that pitch that's outside, didn't give the umpire an opportunity to call him out on strikes. He protected the plate there, and I think 6 of Martinsburg's 9 batters have struck out, and Ben's not one of them.
And he won't strike out here either. Draws himself a walk for the 2nd time tonight.
So now you got to wonder if the big left-handed catcher here is going to be given the job of just bunting him over with Steen on deck, or if we're going to see, last night, let him see if he can swing away and see if he can use his power, or if they're just going to go ahead and try to steal Ben over and let him. I mean, that's what makes the game fun, because now, we get to second-guess the coach no matter what happens. And if it works, that's great. If it doesn't work, that was real dumb. So,
hindsight's always 20/20, so we can take whichever direction we want with it, really.
Yeah.
This is a pass ball, or wild pitch, if you want to call it. It was inside for Edwards, so the ball will go back towards the backstop, and just like that, Reisenweber is at second base.
So now Edwards can just pull the ball that way and move him up, get a quality at bat, or get a base hit. So, he's got to be thinking, once again, let's just get the ball, to the right side to get him to third base regardless. He doesn't have to bunt. Got the first baseman pulled in so he can pull it down the line, and, just a lot of options here now for the lefty.
This ball is outside off the glove of Eichelberger, and Reisenweber is going to make his way to third.
And that's the difference in last inning with Spring Mills and Martinsburg. Ben was able to get there standing up, even though it was a very similar situation. The ball got farther away from the catcher, was able to get there standing up. If it doesn't get that far away, Ben has to stay there, But Martinsburg, the recipient here of back-to-back balls that got away from the catcher.
Edwards will call time quickly and now step back into the box. 2-0 count. Reisenweber now on third base. Sweeney's pitch fouled the opposite way by Edwards.
Now, I'm not sure who's scoring the game up at Musselman, but it shows Musselman up 9-1. And looking at the plays, it shows that Hedgesville has balked in 3 runs. And I haven't really seen that too many times in a high school game. Once you do it once, you seem to kind of learn from it. But something is erratic up there with 3 runs being balked in.
This pitch at 2-1 is inside for ball 3.
But nevertheless, it's a 9-1 lead for Musselman at the moment in the top of the 5th. With Hedgesville batting at Musselman.
3-1 swing and a miss by Edwards. Count runs full. Go ahead run, Ben Reisenweber over at third base. Sweeney ready and fires. Swinging strike 3. Edwards goes down.
Another lefty here, Logan Wilt, entered into the game last night. He had a great at bat. He has the opportunity to squeeze the run in here, safety squeeze to do. You got the infield completely up now, as opposed to what they had with Edwards, who was kind of wondering if he was going to bring it up, but I guess they were playing back for the big the big lefty. But here they're going to pull it up and see what happens.
First pitch, bunt. Here comes Reisenweber to the plate, and there's no play at either side. A great squeeze bunt play by Logan Wilt.
Great play by Wilt. The defense was all pulled up. No one stayed home. All he had to do was get it down. He was going to get a single out of it as everybody pulled up, and Reisenweber was on the read. And great base running by Reisenweber. As last night we seen him turn a single into a double when second base wasn't covered. Tonight we see him take third on a stand, with nobody out, on a stand up when you need to be cautious. And now we see him reading that bunt off the bat with just to the right side of the pitcher and scoring the go-ahead run here in the sixth.
Sweeney tries to pick off Wilt over at first base to no avail.
A little dangerous. I mean, Wilt doesn't have a big lead, and if that ball gets in the right field, he's at third, so you might want to just kind of, I'm not sure Martinsburg's going to get too aggressive. But there they go.
Shows bunt. Here goes Wilt down to second. Throw not in time, a little off the mark as well. So it's a stolen base for Logan Wilt.
Yeah.
The Bulldogs can try to add an insurance run.
Yeah, when you get there, when you're playing with the lead, you can do things a little differently, than you are when you're chasing a run or trying to get a go-ahead run. And Martinsburg took the advantage. Wilt's always been fast, a very good base runner, speed, and tracks balls in the outfield really well, and just had a tremendous RBI there. Could be the game-winning RBI. Now you got Everhart, who also can bunt. It wouldn't surprise me if he doesn't push one down to third base. I'd try to pull the third baseman up to give Wilt a free pass to third.
1-1 count. Pitch from Sweeney. Here's the bunt showed. And he hits it over to Sweeney. He looks at third, then has to just go to first with it. So the sacrifice play does move Wilt over to third.
If he could have got that ball a little bit away from the pitcher, he could have probably beat that out. But nice job by Spring Mills. The second baseman recovered, first baseman came in, and so that was a good PFP there from Sweeney over to the second baseman and to get the out. Now you got a man 90 feet away, and Sweeney has to keep the ball out of the dirt.
So still a 1-run lead for Martinsburg, but 90 feet away from potentially making it 2. This ball may be finding the gap. Grove left center field, and it is going to get down all the way to the wall. Wilt easily scores from third, and standing up on second with an RBI double is Isaac Grove. Make it 4-2 Martinsburg.
That felt good from Grove after he strikeout earlier in the game last night. Didn't barrel anything up too much in that big 17-0 lead, even though he was quality, on the bases, scored runs and made things happen. But to get a square one up right there, he's feeling well. And here's another young man who would love to square one up as well. But Spring Mills has to just kind of limit the damage here as much as possible. Still 2 outs, so they're down 2 runs, and they've shown some grit. And so at this point, just need to try to get out of this inning, not let another run score, and get in there and try to make something happen here in the top of the 7th.
Boober is going to hit this one in the center. Coming in forward is Swartz. He will make the play for the third out of the inning. But Martinsburg gets themselves 2 runs up on the board to take the lead back 4-2. We'll go into the top of the 7th now. Bulldogs have a chance to close this one out with a 2-run lead. We'll take a 60-second break and be back to see if Spring Mills is down to just their final 3 outs. This is EPAC Baseball here on Talk Radio WRNR and TV 10.
Providing reliable protection since 1877, we are Farmers and Mechanic Insurance Companies. For over a century, we have been dedicated to provide dependable insurance protection and excellent customer service. We specialize in auto, home, farm, and business insurance. Our products are backed with personal, hands-on service. You can trust us to protect what matters most to you. For all of your insurance needs, there's Farmers and Mechanics Insurance Companies.
Cody, do you feel lucky?
No, why?
You should, because I'm in your commercial.
That makes me laugh.
Well, yeah, without me in your commercial, they wouldn't be memorable. Everybody knows that you have a potty mouth and that you are a funny guy, and they can trust you.
Well, you aren't wrong there, kiddo.
So you are saying I'm right?
No, but if you need your car done this month, stop over to Cody's Auto Body on Wilson Street in Martinsburg, where we will get you back on the road in no time.
You know I'm right.
That's Cody's with a T for f***ing trust.
How rude.
Going into the 7th and potentially final inning here, if Martinsburg can get themselves 3 outs. Spring Mills down by 2 runs, 4-2 here. Top of the 7th innings brought to you by Hagerstown Ford, revolutionizing the car buying experience. Go to fordofhagerstown.com. Christian Alter will be back out on the mound after finishing out the 6th inning. He'll try to close this one out.
Yeah, Alter, I was telling you off camera there that he's a guy that's going to throw strikes. He's going to throw to contact. He's not a huge strikeout guy. He doesn't walk a lot of guys, so, throws to contact. Hopefully it's soft contact. Last inning, Spring Mills was able to take one of those strikes that he sent across the plate and get an RBI single out of it and make this a tie ball game going into the to the bottom of the 6th.
Pinch hitter at the plate is Bradley Butts. Trying to get things going. It's 1-1 after a first pitch strike, second pitch ball. Here's the 1-1 from Alter, fouled away.
Certainly a different Spring Mills team than we've seen just about all of last year. I mean, this team here has, really fought Martinsburg. Last year there was times when we seen some flashes, from that senior class, and then, but this group here has certainly found some fight in them, and like I say, with all those guys that have graduated out and a few that transferred out, I mean, that left a lot of openings, and they're there on that bench over there, they're still up, but they're still talking, and they're hungry, so, look for a good season out of Spring Mills, and we hope so.
And a line drive right back at Christian Alter. His hat comes off with the pitch. He snags the ball out of the air with the glove.
I thought he was going to get the hat with the bare hand and the ball with the glove hand, the way he was kind of dancing there. Ball was right back at him. Wasn't hit tremendously hard, but it was right back up the box, and he falls off to the first base side. He had to reach back across and make the play, and the reaction time was right on, and picked it right out of the air for out number 1.
First pitch to Brandon Montgomery is a ball. Montgomery is 0 for 2 so far, struck out swinging, and then popped out to second base. Second pitch, also a ball outside.
Shout out to Mark Mason, who texted me. I hadn't heard from him in years, and Mark's texting me and talking about how great a bunt that was of Wiltz, and
really was.
Also a big shout out to Olivia out there listening.
So chopper over to second base again for Montgomery, and an easy play for Reisenweber over to first. Second out.
Olivia doesn't live in the state here, and she's cheering on Martinsburg from afar.
Number 2, Sam Mollendor.
And well, Martinsburg just needs one more out. And it'll be Sam Mollendor, his first at bat. First pitch to him is inside for ball 1. Mollendor came in right field when Jacob Cumley checked out, and J.P. Sweeney went onto the mound.
Need some double-sided tape for that hat. Maybe a little Velcro.
Second pitch outside. That's always been a trend of Alter. Now that I think about it, the memories are all coming back now. He loses his hat on a lot of his pitches. But anyway, it works for him, it seems. The 1-0. Swing and a miss by Mollendor.
Tough spot to be in when you've kind of didn't get in the game till late, and here you come up as 2 outs, down 2 runs after the game has been a great game in front of you, and here you are find yourself trying to extend this inning.
This one's hit to shortstop. Carson Buber, throw over the head of Jameer Brown and into the dugout of Spring Mills.
That ball was rocket across the diamond.
Sure was.
I'm not sure where it landed, but maybe in that dugout. I hope it didn't hit anybody in there, but
right.
It was a slow roller. Carson had to come, and this young man got up the line quickly. He's got some speed with him, and suddenly Spring Mills with 2 outs has the tying run at the plate. But hats off to, is it Mullenix? Is that what it was? Mullendor, sorry about that. Hats off to that young man for running it out as hard as he could. Like I said, you're not going to see a tremendous amount of strikeouts out of Alter here. He's going to throw to contact, and just like he has some three basically soft contacts, and they were able to get a throwing error there as Boober had to hurry his throw.
Strike 2 here, gotten through. 1-2 count. The Bryce Anders, top of the lineup here for Spring Mills. This ball's hit off the glove of Alter, and that's going to be too far for Reisenweber to get to. He was running as if the ball was going to get past Alter, past his glove and up the middle, but it hit off his glove and right into no man's land.
Yeah, hit off Alter's glove, and he's just a quarter of an inch away from making that play and throwing the first end in the game, but instead it hits his glove. As you say, Reisenweber was headed up the middle to cut the ball off himself, and then it got redirected back to the second base playing area and the fielder's area, and in no man's land. And here we are with the tying run at first, and the go-ahead run at the plate with 2 outs as Spring Mills has no die in them here tonight as they continue to just fight, and that's all you can ask for as a coach, is a team that just doesn't give up. And right now we're seeing a team that's just not giving up.
So we'll get a quick mound visit here from Coach Sarnecki. Now tying run is at first base for Spring Mills. Go ahead run now at the plate, and it's J.P. Sweeney.
Has a chance to put his second RBI up on the board tonight after having that long fly in the first inning. He has a chance to put his team up a run here should he catch another fastball.
He has 2 of Spring Mills' 5 hits tonight, and he's going to hit this one. Foul territory. Can Jameer Brown get to it? Leaps, reaches over the first base, the fence over there on the first base side, but can't quite get to it.
Yeah, he just missed it. He gave it a heck of a try there. He got over, found the fence, and then used all that lanky body to reach as far as he could into foul territory over the fence and just couldn't quite get there. So Sweeney has some new life here, and certainly Alter has to be careful as this young man can do some damage.
The 0-1 to Sweeney. Breaking ball. Going to hit this one in the center field. Incoming is Grove, and he will make the catch for the final out. And they made it interesting in the end. But Martinsburg gets out of the jam with Christian Alter, and they get themselves the 4-2 win over Spring Mills. It was a close call. Spring Mills made it interesting. But in the end, Martinsburg's able to get it done with their pitching. So we'll go ahead and we'll take a 2-minute break, and we'll come back with the post-game show. Colin McLaughlin will go down and get ourselves interviews with Coach Byler and our player of the game. Take a 2-minute break and be back with our post-game show. This is EPAC Baseball on Talk Radio WRNR and TV 10.
Not sure where to go or who to trust with your flooring project? And start with Trips Flooring, proudly serving the area for more than 25 years, specializing in floor sanding and refinishing, along with installation of new flooring, including hardwood, tile, vinyl, laminate, carpet, and the hottest trend in flooring, luxury vinyl, tile, and luxury vinyl plank. Are you on a budget? Check out their warehouse, cash and carry, or call 304-229-7009, or visit them online at tripsfloorsanding.com.
One of the questions lawyers get asked the most is, what is my case worth?
I'm Steven Skinner, and this is my brother Andrew with Skinner Accident and Injury Lawyers.
The truth is, it's very difficult for a lawyer to pinpoint a number because every case is different.
We get to know each situation and we'll give you an idea of what your case is worth and why.
The sooner we get involved, the better we can do getting you the compensation you deserve.
Google Skinner Lawyers or go to skinnerwins.com. We'll treat you like family.
The Palace Lounge in Martinsburg is the place to be. Join us every night to relax and enjoy football or basketball games featuring either the Martinsburg Bulldogs, Shepherd University Rams, or West Virginia Mountaineers. We will have steak night every Wednesday, trip nights every Thursday, and now taco and margarita nights every Tuesday. You can find us on Facebook or call 304-267-7520. The Palace Lounge is located at 1350 Edwin Miller Boulevard in Martinsburg.
At Carter Myers Automotive, what we do today will tomorrow become what we've done. That's why Owners Just Do More no longer defines us. Our work is never done because what we live by doesn't have a finish line. We care. Our company of owners is moving lives forward every day by finding more ways to care before, during, and after your purchase. Because when you're happy, so are we. Carter Myers Automotive. Proud to be the owners who just care more.
Welcome back to the Palace Lounge post-game show here on Talk Radio WRNR and TV 10, brought to you by the Palace Lounge on Edwin Miller Boulevard in Martinsburg with a full lunch and dinner menu with daily specials and a clean, comfortable atmosphere. Check out the menu on the Palace Lounge Facebook page. Final here from P.O. Faulkner Park. Martinsburg gets the win 4-2 over Spring Mills. While we wait for Colin to get our interviews with Coach Byler and our player of the game, Tripp, just overall on this one, it was a bit of a pitcher's duel. Got some runs kind of trickle in at the end, but mostly it was the pitching tonight.
Yeah, it was a huge pitching. Great game by Spring Mills' young pitcher there, Jacob Cumley, and then Sweeney comes in, and they hold a very great offensive team. Martinsburg, Bulldogs, down to minimal runs there, and then Martinsburg had to squeeze in a run there at the end just to get the lead. So, not exactly what anybody would have predicted coming in, I'm sure, and that's no disrespect to Spring Mills, just with the loss of all that, varsity innings and talent that they lost last year. And, the team that Martinsburg brought back was basically the team that beat Spring Mills 12-2 last year. And here Spring Mills comes in with a lot of fight in them, and Cumley, come out of the gate, kind of thought he was a little bit, maybe his head was going to, explode there at times because he felt like he was, animated, but he kept his composure really well, and he really fought back. And, as a game went on, I learned to see his body language and understand that it wasn't quite, he wasn't losing his composure. It's just how he kind of regains his composure by talking to himself and tapping himself. And, he's going to have, if he has outings like this all year long, I mean, he's going to have a phenomenal year. And what he was able to do. But, Martinsburg did what they do. They played some small ball. They eked it out. They fought just as hard, and you don't want to take that away from them. It's really hard sometimes to beat a dog that just won't stop. There's a lot of fight in the Spring Mills team, something we haven't seen in a while. And some cohesiveness over there. When the home run was hit, they all come out. They was in the dugout talking. You didn't see a lot of heads hanging. And I look for this team to, to start turning the corner here if they continue to play that way and continue to throw strikes and make plays in the field. As far as Martinsburg's future, they got Berkeley Springs on Saturday, and I believe that, I think this is going to be a learning experience for them as far as, watching strike three and taking their strikeouts. They got to get the ball in play and make the other team, catch a ball and make a throw and make a decision. So that's going to be a big part about Martinsburg is those strikeouts. But, regardless, it was an unbelievable game, throwing two great pitchers, and the Lauder is going to talk to him. We'll talk to the player of the game here.
Yeah, we'll send it down to Colin McLaughlin and Lane DeLauder.
Thank you, Dylan and Tripp. Joined by Lane DeLauder down here. First start of the season for you. Just get your thoughts about how you think the night went.
To be honest, I think we came out here flat-footed, expecting an easy win, and it goes to show that you can't take any team in the EPAC lightly, as we were down in the first inning. But we battled back, and it ended up being a close game, and I think, honestly, everyone was a little shook up when they started putting runs on the board, and our at-bats approach, honestly, weren't as good as they should have been tonight. But pitching got us in the game. Christian Alter came out to finish. Phenomenal job, and we got the job done.
Mentioned them coming out and getting the first punch there against you guys early on. How did you have to adjust to that to make sure to truly settle in and go and have the rest of the outing with the 7 strikeouts and only giving up a few hits?
They wanted me to come into this game throwing 80%, take it lightly, but me personally, I run off 1 gear and that's full speed. So once I turned it up a little bit, it shows they couldn't touch it. And I think first inning was just little jitters. First game of the season, obviously, new school, new team, new crowd. It's going to be a little tough, but we adjusted and got it done.
All right. Any other thoughts, Lane?
No, thank you.
Thank you, and congrats on the win. Have Aaron Byler come over now here shortly and walks over. Coach, first question I was told to ask you is how high is that blood pressure right now?
Oh, it's not that high. It's March baseball, I thought our guys did a good job of staying, calm, cool, maybe played with a little bit of quiet, confident arrogance. And I was all right with that. The dugout never really got off kilter, stayed pretty level. I think they just, expected to. And that's a good thing in my opinion. And I told him after the game, I said, every EPAC game is not going to be easy, and we have to accept that. And I think a lot of people probably expected us to win more than 4-2, but at the end of the day, it doesn't matter. All that matters is being 2-0 and 1-0 in the EPAC, and it's a successful night.
What else did you learn about your team in tonight's performance and having to come back against Spring Mills as well?
Yeah, I think there's leadership in that dugout. I saw some leadership when it was 1-0 and 2-1, and I just thought that I was just really pleased with how we handled ourselves, even though we didn't play very well. Our swings were a little long. We didn't kick the ball here and there, but just it felt like there was never any doubt in their minds, and that's a good way to play.
And with this game being moved up, you guys get the day off before Berkeley Springs. What are you guys going to do with that day off?
Well, if you include the scrimmage with Williamsport, it's 3 straight days. So they're a little tired. If it's raining, we're gonna hit outside, or if it's raining, we're gonna hit inside. And if it's not raining, we'll probably take an hour on-field BP, but it'll be light.
Anything else, Coach?
No, I want to talk a little bit. I think it's unfortunate Lane didn't get the win. I thought he pitched really, really well, and he went a couple pitches over where I wanted him to go. But I thought Christian did a good job in relief, and I think through 2 days, I think pitching's been good, and I like where we're at.
All right, thank you, Coach, and send it back up to Dylan and Tripp.
All right, thank you, Colin. We'll go back here. We'll give you a wrap-up here of the post-game show, get you our game summary brought to you by Mancha Ferretti Law Firm in Martinsburg, where it's about seeking justice for you. Go to wvjusticelawyers.com. Spring Mills with 2 runs on 5 hits, 1 error. Martinsburg, 4 runs on just 3 hits. They have 2 errors. So it was walks and wild pitches, stolen bases, sacrifices that ended up getting those 4 runs up on the board for Martinsburg. And game stats brought to you by Hagerstown Ford, revolutionizing the car buying experience. You can visit them online at fordofhagerstown.com. Christian Alter, the winning pitcher, just goes 1 1/3 innings, gives up 2 hits, 2 runs credited both to Lane DeLauder, who went 5 2/3 innings, gave up 3 hits, 2 walks, had himself 7 strikeouts. Go with those 2 earned runs that he gave up. On the other side, Jacob Cumley goes 4 2/3, gives up just 1 hit, 5 walks, 9 strikeouts, gives up 2 runs, just 1 earned. Jacob Sweeney, losing pitcher, 1 1/3 innings, 2 hits, 2 runs, 1 strikeout, and 1 walk. Isaac Grove goes 1 for 3 with an RBI. Braden Oviedo 1 for 1 with 2 walks and an RBI. Logan Wilt 1 for 1 and an RBI with that squeeze bunt that he had. JP Sweeney 2 for 3 with a home run. Solo home run, that's his RBI. And Landon Trumpower 1 for 3 with an RBI of his own. And before we wrap things up, get Tripp's final thoughts, we'll get his player of the game, brought to you by WVU Medicine, Berkeley and Jefferson Medical Centers, leading healthcare here and everywhere. We heard from Lane DeLauder.
Yeah, sure. Certainly, it was the starting pitching. He could have went either way. Had Spring Mills, pulled it out. But it was unfortunate that Lane threw really well like that. Turned it up after the first inning when, like you said, he wasn't really, trying to throw full velocity here that early. But not taking nothing away from J.P. Sweeney. That's not to say that he didn't jump on it. But once he settled in, he shut that down and. Got up a pitch or two, over what he might have been his limit, but I'm sure he's well conditioned for that. But yeah, to pitch that kind of game, and to pitch that well and not get that the win is hard. But you know what? Sometimes you get ugly wins, and sometimes it's kind of like swinging the baseball bat. Sometimes you hit a screamer right at the shortstop. Sometimes you hit a blooper over the first baseman's head. So it'll play out. Lane's going to get his wins throughout this year. I agree with Coach Ballard that there's a confident air. I've had some teams like that. Last year's team in the summer was sort of like that. We were down many a time, but never really felt like we were out, and that just shows growth. That shows that that they expect to win, and they want to win, and the expectation is there. So, and they're going to push each other to as teammates and hold each other accountable, and they're going to get it done. As far as Spring Mills goes, great start, something to build off of. They've been minimal wins the last couple of years, and to have this game, they got to feel good about themselves getting on the bus, even though it was a loss. I don't think they come in here expecting to get a big win, but I think it's a big plus for them. I think their coach staff can build off their fight that they had in them and never give up and they'll never die. And they're going to be a tough opponent down the stretch. If they continue to get better throughout this year. So looking forward to it. Looking forward to see them play some more, and I haven't said that a lot in the past years, but this team here, as we heard in the interview, it sounded like Coach Barrett was really happy with this new crew of guys that he's got. So that's a big thing. In the past, there's been some issues there in the dugout and the coach and different things and some drama, but looks like these guys are off to a very cohesive unit and off to a great start.
All right, with that, we'll go ahead and wrap things up here from P.O. Faulkner Park. Before that, we'll give you the final Musselman 10-run rule victory against Hedgesville, 11-1.
Yeah,
5 innings.
Kyle Lohr 4 for 4. Connor Chansey on the mound, 5 innings, 5 hits, giving up 1 run, 0 earned, 7 strikeouts, no walks. That's huge. And Kyle Lohr 4 for 4 with a triple and a double and multiple 3 RBIs, and crazy things went on there with some balks and different things, but that kind of happened early in the season. But a little bit of surprise there as well. I thought the game would be closer. Didn't really know who had the upper hand there. I thought with Connor Chansey or Jason Myers on the mound that they had a good shot of slowing down that Eagle defense, but I didn't think it would be that type of win. So, but EPAC baseball, man, it could be 11-1 the other way next time they play. So they're fun to watch, and I'm glad that we're a part of it, and I'm glad the season started and off and running. And good luck to all the EPAC teams tomorrow that play out of conference, and certainly get back here Tuesday and see some other EPAC action.
And with that, we'll wrap things up from P.O. Faulkner Park. We'll be back here on Saturday, 2 o'clock pregame, 2:30 first pitch for Martinsburg versus Berkeley Springs. You can catch the Sports Mix tomorrow at 12 noon, streaming live on Facebook and live on Talk Radio WRNR. For Nick Verzolini back at the studio, Colin McLaughlin behind the camera, John Alderton, our on-site producer. For Trip Tobin, I'm Dylan Bishop saying so long and good night. Have a great rest of your Thursday evening.
Hi, Crescia Hornby here. Larry DeMarco, broker of Modern Realty Results, believes he has some of the best real estate agents in the Eastern Panhandle. Agents at Modern Realty Results have years of experience and knowledge of the local real estate market. Agents within the office work as a team to provide quality customer service. We strive to always ensure client satisfaction through handling every transaction with honesty and integrity, all while offering competitive rates. Modern Realty Results is veteran-owned and managed. Please call us at 262-4222, modernrealtyresults.com.
You've been listening to West Virginia High School Baseball. Today's game broadcast has been brought to you by
Parsons Ford, Rocks, the Heffley Motor Company, the Wagner Law Firm, Farmers and Mechanics Insurance Companies, the Mirius Group of Ameriprise Financial Advisors, the Skinner Law Firm, the Browns Funeral Home and Cremations, Robert Fields and Sons, Orsini's, Carter Myers Automotive, Century 21 Modern Realty Results, the Palace Lounge, Cody's Auto Body, WVU Medicine, Berkeley and Jefferson Medical Centers, Hagerstown Ford, the Berkeley County Health Department, Smallwood and Small Insurance, Mother Shuckers, L.A. Roberts Jewelers, the Dutch Miller Auto Group, and the Mansion Freddie Law Firm.
For the continued excitement of high school, college, and Major League Baseball, keep it tuned to FM 106.5, AM 740, Comcast Cable Channel 10, and online talkradiowrnr.com. All rights reserved.